Oh, oh! Anybody heard from Anthony? I was gonna text him. Hey Barry, you're looking very pixelated today.
Have not heard from Anthony.
I'm looking pixelated.
Oh yeah, like the hamster isn't running on the.
On his internets.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Just text him.
Looks like Keith is awake too.
Up.
Keith just got up, so he must have seen when we went live.
Oh, that's good for him. Anyway, did we have a show last week? We had a show last week.
You guys did. I missed it because I was flying home from Toy Fair.
Richard Hammond might join us later. He's, I don't know, doing something.
Okay.
Now you're just a black. Oh, there you go. Well, who knows? We don't need to see your pretty face. We just need to hear your melodious voice there.
That's right.
Barry.
It's pretty hot.
No problem. Let me fuck around with this for a bit.
What?
It's my wife's computer again.
Already dropping the F-bombs.
Yep. Didn't waste much time.
No.
Like 3 minutes in.
I love how if Barry's on the show, then like almost immediately after this uploads to my YouTube thing, it like says it can't give me any Google AdSense money because it's not appropriate for most. It's not appropriate.
You get demonetized because of Barry.
Yeah. Barry's done because he just starts dropping F-bombs left and right.
Nice.
So I am a little bit interested, and I wonder what's going to happen when the Google Hangout stuff does vanish, when Google Plus goes away. I'm assuming YouTube will just keep YouTube live.
Yeah, I suppose.
There's too many people. There's too many people that use YouTube Live.
Are we moving to Twitch?
Yeah,
well,
I just don't know how we'll figure it out. Like, how will we all be able to group up?
No,
Twitch.
Twitch, you can just still invite people and whatever. I've got a Twitch account, that I've never used. But I signed up for it, like when it became a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like my Twitter. I signed up for when Twitter was just becoming a thing. I signed up for Undead Viking, but then never used it forever. So, and same thing with Switch. I signed or Twitch. I signed up as Undead Viking and then never used it. So, but it's still there. The few times I've logged in to look at things, I still can. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, whatever. I am in. What is it? This is now almost March. Mm-hmm. I told myself in January 1st, I told myself I wasn't going to trim my beard at all, and now it's just going stupidly shaggy and crazy, and I hate it.
Hitting you.
But I know it's this stuff that's driving me crazy. This weird like.
Mine's around the lips. When I let it grow too long, I start getting it caught while I'm eating, and I'm like pulling hair out of my nose. It's horrible.
No, see, I can actually do that whole like I'm in the Old West, and I can cover my mouth with my beard, with my mustache. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not gonna. I wanna see how long I can go without. I've wanted to trim my beard so badly for like the last like 3 weeks. My wife hates it, but I was just like, sorry, you married. So yeah.
Well, I finally heard from the guys. One of my Kickstarters may be coming off of my unfulfilled list.
Whoa! Are we gonna dive already into our Kickstarter?
We can.
Hall of Shame, because I was reviewing my Kickstarter Hall of Shame today.
I'll pull it up.
Going through it. Yeah, I'll pull it up, and I can actually now remove. Actually, before we do any of that, I just want to say for those of you that we didn't launch Dragon's Interest on Tuesday because we were waiting on some art. So now Dragon's Interest for TMG launches on March 5th, which is this coming Tuesday. It is a game from Jesse Lee. I apologize for the commercial, but 3 to 5. Shut up. 3 to 5. Yeah, keep me in a job. 3 to 5 players. Basically everybody plays a kingdom. They're the ruler of your kingdom, an emperor, queen, king, whatever you want to call yourself. And you've all been at war with each other, and then you've declared an uneasy truce because you're basically your cities and your kingdoms have been ravaged by war, and so you all want to rebuild, but you don't have any money, so you have to borrow money from the richest thing you know, which is the dragon that lives in the mountain. And so you borrow money from the dragon to build these buildings, and then the buildings themselves give you certain powers that allow you to either get gold or get knights. Those are the two different currencies you have. The cool thing about the game is that there's like when it's your turn, you get to activate a building, and most of your buildings react in a way that what it is that you actually will target somebody else's building or somebody else's thing that you want, and then you will, and it either knights or gold. There's this really cool box that's going to come with it that's going to have like the whole magnetic lid thing and everything. It'll look really nice. And you open up the box, and without having anybody see it, you're going to put a certain number of like coins or knights in there, and you're going to close it, and you're going to hand it to the person, and you're going to say, I want that thing that you have. And they're going to open up that box, and they're going to look inside, and if they accept your offer, they'll take the money out or the knights out, and they'll hand you the thing. However, the other option they have is that they can match the offer that you put in there and then take a thing of yours from you. And so you have to, like, it's this weird like kind of bluffing and counter bluff, like, oh, you know, what's the like maximum amount that this person wouldn't spend to take something of mine, because you run the risk of losing something. Anyway, so that's like one of the cool mechanisms of the game. But the other thing is that when you borrow money from the dragon, which you end up having to do, eventually the dragon will come to your kingdom and expect the dragon's interest, which they'll expect money. And if you can't pay them off, like that person automatically loses the game because the dragon burns your kingdom to the ground and kills you, and then the game ends. And so it's got kind of a weird little like Ponzi scheme thing going on as well, where like if you go bankrupt, you lose when the dragon shows up. So anyway, yeah, of course, deluxified, really cool metal coins and pieces and awesomeness. So that's next week. And Forrest, if he was here, I was going to bug him because he's got the only prototype of the game we have, and he's supposed to have a video for me. He said it would be either tonight or tomorrow. So, yeah. So yeah, and it lasts about an hour, so it doesn't take too long. And it's if you like interaction and you arguing with each other and getting upset with each other, you know, then which I know Keith likes those types of games. So, but yeah, that's next week. Tuesday. But I also wanted to say one other thing. I was able to take one of my late ones off my list, and that would be Keith's company clearing out, because I got my giant boxes of hate today, which was weird. So get this. So the FedEx guy rings my doorbell, which fine, I don't care. You know, I was home, I was working, whatever. And I know my FedEx guy because, and I'm like, just like I'm sure Keith, you know your FedEx guy, just because you get lots of packages and stuff like that.
Mostly UPS. I don't know the FedEx guy because the FedEx guy can't read.
Okay. Well, so I know my FedEx guy. I know my UPS guy. I know my mailman. You know, they all know me. They know I get tons of packages. It's just kind of like whatever. So here's the thing. So like he knocks on my door, and like usually he just leaves the stuff there. He just drops it off and whatever. But here he's like standing at my door, and I see and he doesn't have any packages. And I was like, what? And so I get down there, and he says, so I have like a delivery, only deliver at night. And I was just like, what? And he's like, yeah, it was really weird. It said like this can only be delivered at night. And I was just kind of like, that doesn't make any sense. And he's like, well, do you want it now? And I was like, yeah, I'm here. You might as well just give it to me. And he's like, I might get in trouble for giving it to you because it says only deliver at night. I was like, well, I mean, it's up to you. You can come back. I'll be here, you know. And he's like, you know what? I'll just drop, you know, here, just sign for it and take it. And it was my hate stuff from Coolman. And it's just like, they didn't ask for a signature, but they did specify only deliver at night. It was really weird. It was just kind of like, why would they make that specification?
To try to hedge the bets that you would be there, but with not having a signature in case you're not. But it would likely be unattended for the least amount of time.
I know we didn't put any classifications on it. Have you ever had any packages stolen where you put in a report?
Not in a long time.
Because the only thing I could think of is that maybe with any large deliveries that maybe your driver wants to make sure that maybe it was flagged to be delivered late to make sure someone was home to accept it so it wouldn't sit on your porch all day. We didn't put anything on those, though. My
That's
driver
really
left
weird.
my stuff right on my front porch, and I came up like 20 minutes later to get it.
Also, before we go diving into our things of mistrust and bad Kickstarter things, this month has been one of the absolute worst months for me to back way too much crap at Kickstarter. And I will tell you why. Well, I'll wait for somebody to say, why, Lawrence?
Why, Lance?
Because Kickstarter advertised and put special notice to basically, like, okay, so if you grew up playing D&D in the 70s and the early 80s, like back then, like there was no such thing as like, you know, open source. Like you weren't technically allowed to like write anything for D&D. Like it was just like one of those things where it was like, oh, you can't steal our rules, it's copyright law, and they like tried to stop people from doing it and whatever. And so like the thing is that basically little tiny publishers made these little, they called them zines, Z-I-N-E, like magazine, but it was just like these little tiny, usually on like folded 8.5 by 11-inch pieces of paper. And that was, and they just basically like staple them together, and they would like do these small little print runs of these things, and they'd sell them at conventions for like $2-3. Basically, it was impossible to like track these people down and get them for copyright. So anyway, long story short, or long story even longer, Kickstarter basically said February is going to be RPG Zine month, and so people were like, they told people submit your zine for us to like, you know, and then publish. So there's like literally like over 100 of these old school D&D RPG zines that are all like $8, $10, $14 to get printed versions of these like awesome little RPGs that just sound super, super cool. And so I've backed like, you know, a dozen of them because I'm dumb. And I just know that none of these people will get this stuff written and get it published. But I've just, yeah, so it's just been like, instead of like backing like 3 or 4 giant like $100 like board game things, I've been backing like dozens of these things where it's like $8, and so I can get like a little 6-page zine that this guy is going to put together for this dungeon for Dungeon Crawl Classics or something like that. A bunch of crap like that. But yeah, it's been a bad. And Chad Roberts, I know you're watching, so tell me you've been backing these zines like me, if he's not paying any attention, because Chad Roberts is like the only guy I know that probably owns more RPG stuff than me, and he's got to be backing all of these like RPG zines that are in Kickstarter right now, because they're cheap. It's like $12 free shipping.
Not when you buy 20 of them.
Well, shut up. See, the point is just that it's like, and it's just like you'll never be able to get them again, right? I mean, they're just like it's like they're gonna do their little print run of 100 of them, and they're gonna send them out, and then it'll be done, you know. So, you know, I don't know. I'm pretty excited about them. I just love reading crazy stuff like that. Yeah, there you go. So anyway. So go ahead. You about like an hour ago, you said you were gonna do a thing about like one of your ones that sound like it was never gonna come out.
So I'll start at the bottom because there's still the traditional airlines, which again was communicated several months ago. It would come out sometime in 2019, but I'm still holding my breath. There is still fantasy football, which we've heard zero from. But in recent developments, the creator of A Dog's Life, the game, came out. They had a copyright strike on theirs because there was a game several years ago called A Dog's Life. They're working with that, and apparently that's what's caused the huge delays, that they got these letters of about it, and they've been trying to work it out, and finally they notified Kickstarter of the copyright strike, so they pulled they pulled the listing down. But the guy emailed everybody saying the game will come out in 2019. We're just working on getting this copyright strike deal settled. The game is not dead, and is giving us another update at the end of the month that's supposed to give us the timeline for delivery. So a glimmer of hope. It could be just fluff because he's trying to get everyone off his back because he's been getting a lot of hate, pun intended, on his Kickstarter page and stuff. But there looks like there may be a breath of life into this one. So hopefully, that one does end up coming through, because I get pretty much written that one off because it's a year and 4 months late, but it looks like it may still come. So hearing something is better than nothing. And then I got the usual, still waiting for the second wave shipping for 7th Continent. But I chose later shipping to get it all in one and get the updated stuff. So that was my choice. I did receive my hate 2 days ago, so that's no longer on the list. And U-Boot is still not gotten here yet, although they said that the fulfillment would be in March, and the app in the iOS store should be up by the end of February, early March. So any day now. So U-Boot is getting closer and closer to delivery. Now, as of the end of January, Rambo is now late. It was supposed to be here to January 2019. It is late, and then after that, everything is still not yet to come. Batman in April, which they said they're on schedule for, if not early. Super excited about that. Street Fighter, the miniatures game, is not till March, so we're still got another month for that, and then after that, it's kind of a long. Oh, and Nickelodeon Splat Attack, that one, which was November 2018, they said it would be pushed back to like Q2 of 2019. So their updated ETA, it's not due yet, but it is technically late based off the Kickstarter page. Everything else is later in the year, so.
I only have one late.
I wish I only had one late.
Lance.
What's that?
Gentis
Lance.
or Downfall?
Gentis.
Yeah.
Well, good
It's
news
close.
about that is, yeah, it's so close. The European backers are getting their copies right now. So,
Sons of bitches.
well, it's just they were able to get it from China a lot quicker there.
We've fallen the same problem. A lot of times our backers overseas will get it a week or so ahead of schedule to the US because it's just easier to fulfill over there.
Yeah, I mean, well, you don't have to put it on a boat. You just put it on a train.
Put it on a train. Yep.
No,
yeah.
So, what was it? Well, Downfall is finally in our fulfillment center. So if you back that one, one's people will be able to get a hold of that one too. All right. So did Barry crash?
Barry's having technical difficulties. Sounds like he is gone.
He can't get his girlfriend's computer to work or something.
He can't get it up.
Well, maybe.
So, did anyone play anything new this week? I played like 3
Well,
games.
No. Wait a minute. I have to tell my tales of woe here.
Which
will take forever. But Myth Journeyman, scheduled delivery June 2016. It's super late. So that one looks like it's just who knows what, because that Ulysses North America bought it up from them. See, the weird thing about that one is that I actually could probably get a hold of the original. I could get a hold of the MegaCon guys because I have a lot of their contact information from when I was doing videos for them, and I could probably reach out to them and maybe get to the bottom of it. But I really don't feel like calling them out of the blue and saying, "Hey, where's my stuff?" And bugging them about it. And most likely they wouldn't be able to say anything anyway because they sold the rights off to another company, and that company, after posting this big long update saying, "Don't you worry, we're gonna take care of everybody. We're gonna update every month by the month," and that was back in June, and then they vanished again. So I don't know what's going on there. Lazy Gamer, blah, that's gone, never coming back. It's just there's still the people that are still doxing that guy and trying to figure out where he lives and stuff, and writing to the local newspaper in the town that he lives in, trying to make a bad name for him or something. It's just kind of yeah, I mean, good for you, I guess, but yeah, never gonna happen. So just let it go, indie. Some random well, I recently got the new downloadable PDF files for this Valley of Kildare game RPG that was supposed to be delivered in March 2017, but I hold no hope of actually ever getting the printed copy because that guy's money is long since gone. The 100 Dungeons project from back in, supposed to be delivered April 2018. That guy shows up every 3 months or so and shows a new map of some dungeon he's created that looks horrible and says that he's still working on it. I have no hope of ever seeing that. Fantasy football, that guy exploded and ended up in the sun for all we know. Dungeon Crawl Classics Lankmar box set. It was supposed to be delivered back in August of 2018, but I actually have hope. I mean, I actually believe I'll get that, even though it seems like they just, like they update regularly, talking about different things they're working on and stuff like that. So, plus it's Goodman Games, and so they're pretty reputable. Diceborn Heroes was due back in December of 2017. I am convinced this guy burned through all of his money, and whenever he posts something, it's when he's able to put together just enough money to go one step further into the production process. So people are still, strangely, it's like the comments on this one are very supportive. I mean, there's a few people that are just where's my effing game? But most of them are just it's just I really can't wait to see you at this convention so I can play the game. I'm really looking forward to getting my copy. They're just all very, very positive. The guy's talking about, I got some new cards I want to add to the game. I want to play test. Is anybody available? And people are like, yeah, let's do it. So, strangely, people, even though it's, almost 2 years late, they're just hanging in there. That's one of those, when it shows up, I'll just be like, what? I can't believe it. The Yellow King role-playing game due December 2018. So I really don't feel like that's late, even though technically it's late. Reaper Bones has exactly 1 day to deliver my Reaper Bones minis that I'll never paint because it's supposed to be due this month. Table of Ultimate Gaming, probably the less said about that, the better at this point. Seven Continent.
Why? What's wrong with your Table of Ultimate Gaming?
I
thought you got it.
Well, I don't have all my stuff for it. Plus, there was some damaged stuff, and
oh no,
you are such a jackass. I'm sure once I get everything, I mean, I have the table. It's just the decoration packs, half of them are busted, and it's just one of those things where it's getting a hold of somebody for assistance with them is is throwing a dart into the sky, and hopefully somebody catches it and responds.
I still don't know why they fulfilled the way they did, because I've heard 2 or 3 people saying that they were told they'd get the table this date, and then this part 3 months later, and this part 3 months later. It's the shipping costs alone. It would have been better for them to just delay the project 6 months, wait till it was all available to package up together and ship out. The amount of shipping money they must be losing is astounding.
The stuff that drives me crazy about it is that it's just okay, so where's my it's the communication. I mean, they post an update every month, which is fine, but they post an update that says, if you don't have your complete order in the US, please send an email to this email. So I sent an email that exact same day, no response. I wait a week, I send it again, no response. I wait a week, send an email, another email, no response. And it's just why are you telling people to email you if you're not going to respond to them?
It sounds to me like they're telling people, but since everybody's still waiting on crap, they're just getting slammed with emails and can't keep up.
So I eventually just went to their Facebook and I Facebook messaged them, and I was like, look, I know you're not, because it even says that please do not use this. This is for orders and this, that, and the other thing. Please don't use this for, if you're missing something from your order, please email us. So I said, I know I'm not supposed to use this for this. I apologize, but I'm just frustrated. Here's my deal. And it's just and it's and then the thing too was I was yeah, so all of these deco pack things on my side, 1/2 of them are all warped. They don't, so the only 2 of the 5 magnets that it's supposed to be attached to are actually attached to the magnet. So if anybody even breathes on it, it falls off. And so I was just and plus and also and I'll just say right now, and when I do my review of everything, I got 2 of these dice towers, and it's fine, it's a dice tower, right? Who cares? But they're really shitty, and I'm just gonna say that Right, and I will say that they are not. I mean, yeah, it does what a dice tower is supposed to, but it's just not made well. But anyway, one of them, like, it has all this lattice work on the side to make it look nice. Well, one of them, like, there's big chunks of the lattice work just broken because it was thin, and it got bumped when it got delivered. Hey, I want to say this. Like, when I got my hate order, like the big box for the core game had this giant jagged, like looked like somebody hit it with a guillotine blade on the side of it. I was like, oh crap, it's gonna be all busted up when I open it up. The packaging on it was like perfect. I mean, it was like, it's all sealed in there, double sealed with like,
with the extra sleeve on the inside. I thought that was a nice touch. I'm glad we're doing that.
Oh, well, I mean, I suppose just because it's like, if you have to resend out boxes and stuff like that, it's be so expensive. They spent a little bit of extra money with the packaging to make sure it's done right, right? So anyway, getting back, so it's like that, and it's just like, I said to them, it's like, hey, this stuff's broken, and I explained, and then like I got this email back, and they're like, I am putting this tone of voice to this person's response. I don't know, but it's like, in order for us to give any sort of replacement, we're going to need photographic proof. I was like, you got it. It was like Facebook message. So I went downstairs, took pictures of each thing that was broken, sent it back to them in like 5 minutes. I was like, there you go. And they're like, oh, we're so sorry that it's broken. It's just like, it's just like, it's going to be 6 to 8 weeks for replacements. I was like, why? You on your website, you're selling them right now. It doesn't say you'll get them in 6 to 8 weeks. It says in stock, shipping now.
Yeah, I've come to realize that buying furniture on Kickstarter is a bad move. You're just better off waiting till it comes out and just buying it direct and getting it all at one shot. Because if it's a company, especially a new company that doesn't know what they're doing, there's so much logistic stuff involved with that type of packaging and that type of shipping and the amount of different pieces from different places. I feel like it's just a bad. I haven't heard of anything other than Berkey's Tabletoppers that have had a game type table or a big game thing that didn't have all kinds of fulfillment issues. His seemed to go pretty smooth compared to most of the other ones we've seen. So
yeah,
I just think that it's just bad.
You
bad
don't
idea.
have as much protection when you're backing it on Kickstarter as you do if you just buy it online with your credit card.
Exactly.
If you get hosed, you can just go deal.
Yeah, you can dispute it.
You can make them deal with your credit card company.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, moving on. So,
Anthony.
Call of Cthulhu adventure called The Dare, due back in November 2017. At least he does updates every month, so I'm not really worried. Detective City of Angels, that's that really cool looking game that's coming out from AJ Porfirio, but he's at least responsive and he's talking about the production, so I'm not really worried, but it was due in September 2018. Castles and Crusades monster manual book, Tome of the Unclean, was due June 2018. This is one of those things where it's like Castles and Crusades is a really well-known Dungeons and Dragons variant that tons of people play, and it's just like I don't know, it just drives me crazy. U-Boot, you already talked about that one.
Anxiously awaiting it. Looks awesome.
Yeah, weird game called League of Seekers, due back in November, but at least they update. That one actually has some pretty interesting back and forth between people. Like one guy, like his artist, like his father was given, like, diagnosed with a terminal illness, so he's not doing any art while he's taking care of him and stuff like that. And people are posting, it's like, yeah, that's great, find another artist. You made a deal with us, and he's just like, yeah, and he just canceled those people's pledges. Just like, yeah, you're not getting it anymore. See you later. I was just kind of like, ugh.
It's funny how if a project creator just puts out even just once a month, monthly updates with progress, even if it's not good news, they're much less likely to get the trolls and haters. I mean, even if the project's 6, 8, 10 months late, as long as they're communicating, that's what most of the people want. You're always going to have those people that just like, you missed your delivery date, blah, blah, blah. But as long as you have somewhat of a reliable communication, even every other month, as long as you're updating and saying, look, here's where we're at, here's what's going on. There's been no new changes, but I wanted to just touch base with you anyway. Like, I'm totally cool. I don't care if stuff's 6, 8 months late. I know what happens in the background of these projects. I know how hard it is to execute a thing perfectly and get it out on time. And I have lots of leeway for these guys. It's the ones that don't communicate that really irritate me because it doesn't take that long to do an update on Kickstarter. You can spend an hour or two writing it, proofreading it, and have it up. It doesn't have to have flashy graphics or anything. Just let people know what's going on. And most of the time they'll be reasonable with you, with the exception of a few, few jackasses that just seem to piss off no matter what happens.
So moving on, Folio of Fiendish Monsters, another book due November 2018. This is one that kind of bugs me a little bit because it's the same guy. It's this guy named Scott Taylor who does good stuff. He just takes forever on it, and it just seems like everything is like, I don't know. It's just kind of like when you do get it, it's quality, but like he's just really reticent to say anything up to date or anything like that. It just seems like he's always got an excuse as to why this, that, and the other thing isn't working out. My favorite, the Mischief and Misadventure Campaign Planner, the people that took 4 months off to buy a brand new studio so they could just these people drive me absolutely crazy, and these are the people that have obvious weird plants in the thing. I will say this: there was this person named Amber, who posted in comments constantly about how shitty they were, and all of a sudden she got notification that her order was shipped, and so then she stopped posting, and it's just kind of maybe I should be complaining. Just maybe then I'd get mine. But yeah,
Squeaky wheel.
Yeah,
squeaky wheel, right? It's right. You don't make a lot of friends, but you get your shit on time.
Yeah. So once again, hey, it's the Black Void RPG. This really cool, Cthulhu-esque RPG that I thought looked really cool. They keep posting updates of cool stuff they're working on, but it's just nothing's coming out for it. It's kind of annoying, but slowly but surely, I'm sure these things will just being created and whatever. Court of the Dead, Mortar's Call. People are still just raking them over the coals for how bad the miniatures look, but they seem to just not care. And they're just going to print that game out and Project Raygun, and people are just going to have to sit and spin as far as those are concerned. Book of Dark Secrets, yet another D&D giant book that I'm waiting for. At least the guy posts updates. There's a lot of late shit that I backed. God,
it seems like in my Kickstarter history, this last 6 months has been the worst 6 months for fulfillment. Everything that was supposed to come out in the last 6 months, the exception of 1 or 2 projects, has been delayed, and I don't know what it is, because it seems like the first year and a half I was on Kickstarter, it was fairly smooth, but then this last 6 to 8 months, it's been a nightmare. Everything's getting pushed back from end of 2018 or early 2019 to later in the year. I don't know what happened.
I have one late thing. You know what this tells me? You guys back too much shit.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
Okay, Villagers card drafting game.
It's not late yet, right?
Well, now it's due this month, so they got one day.
Still got a day.
One day. It could show up tomorrow.
One day.
I didn't list it in my late because we'll bitch about that next week.
Yeah. so here's the other thing where it's another thing from the Scott Taylor, this complete white ship campaign. This is like a campaign book that it's just this guy. It's and every single time he's always I said, is this being? I recently said, is this being sent yet? And he's like, oh, I'm still waiting for it from the packaging and this, that, and the other thing, and it's just no response. Then there's this game called there's a game called Neoclassical Geek Revival, which is an old school D&D version. They kind of screwed things up a little bit because they offered the book in 4 different versions and 4 different covers, and depending upon which cover you got, it hasn't been depending on which one's delivered, so the art, and it's I picked it one where the artist has vanished. And so they're waiting on him to get this stuff done. So I'm still waiting on it, but theoretically it'll show up eventually. Main Gouge, which was the supplement for Zweihander, which is one of the really cool RPGs that came out last year. That was due in December, but at least they're doing updates. Let me see here. I think I'm finally getting to the end of things that are late. Let me see. Yeah, everything else, which I've backed way too many, they're all currently on time. So there we go. Exciting news. I do like the one thing where like they posted like one of those Scott Taylor ones. He posted an update that said, "Hey, it's just a bit over a month delayed. That's not too bad for Kickstarters." Just I don't want to hear that. I just want to hear you say you're sorry and you're working harder. That's all I want to hear. Not like, that's not so bad. Ha, you suck. Just give me my shit. Anyway, hi, Anthony.
How are you?
You got any late Kickstarters you want to complain about?
No.
No?
I really don't have much that I'm waiting on.
You don't back anything anymore, do you?
I haven't backed anything on. Downfall is like one of the few things I'm actually waiting for.
Yeah, that's at Amazon right now getting packaged up.
Yep, I saw.
So very soon. Very, very soon. Yeah. So there's that then. Anyway, play anything new lately?
Yes, I did actually. Thank you for asking.
Mm.
So I played Everdale for the first time.
Oh.
And I quite liked it. If you haven't played that one seems it was pretty cool. It's a Euro city building game, which was very unique how some of the mechanics worked, and it was beautiful table presence. I was very pleased. I wasn't expecting much from this one, and it was a pleasant surprise. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, it starts a little slow because
Yes.
you're like, you don't have a lot to do in the first round. You're like, man, this round goes too fast. And then by the time you get to the end, it's like your turn's taking 6 days.
Yeah, I was actually
you've suddenly built all the combos that trigger stuff because you're like, wow, this just seems like it's too basic after the first season. Then all of a sudden it just goes boom.
Yeah, it kicks you in the teeth.
Yeah,
but in a good way.
Game.
Like it definitely looks like when you're looking at the game, you're like, this game's going to be over in 20 minutes, and then you get really into the meat and potatoes of the game, which is
2 hours
the combos.
later you're finishing up.
Yep. But I liked it. I liked it a lot.
It's got great art. It's got nice presentation. The tree is unnecessary, but looks nice on the table.
Yep, agreed.
It kind of makes it harder to play the game. You're better.
Yeah, the deck in the middle of the bottom of the tree is a little tough to get to. And I noticed one
puts
thing:
everybody on the same side of the board.
The components are super nice, but the logs and the berries roll all over the freaking table. You gotta put them in little cups or something because they're definitely they roll around too much. And
you can set the tree to the side. You don't have to put it on top of the table so that it's not in everybody's way if you want. Yeah. But it's just it's such a nice presentation piece that you don't want to move it.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of just want to all crowd together and play the game, and it's got some very cool card combos that can come into play.
Yep.
So I picked that up at Gen Con late in the show, but when I was working in the BGG Hot Games room, that game was never not on a table the entire show.
Yeah.
So that was my big advantage. Is the big thing is when you hang out in there with the folks playing, you can really see what people are really being pulled toward, and it gives you a chance to make some informed decisions before you go throw money.
Yep. And I actually thought the game, like I said, after the first play, we played it again, and I liked it. It grew. It was growing on me the more we played it. We ended up playing it 3 times this week, and like I said, I really liked the game a lot more than the first impressions didn't do it justice. The game actually gets a lot deeper in strategy the more you get into it. So, I also played Coma Nuts from Plaid Hat.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. So the game's got some really interesting things going on, but the rules were so god awful. I had to watch Rado's run through twice to finally figure out how to play the game. There were so many open-ended things that you needed clarification on that we just constantly, the first play was horrible, and we just kept going back to the rules, going back to the rules, going back to the rules. And then we just put it away, played something else. The next night, after watching Rado's run through a couple times, I kind of got an idea. I know we still played some stuff wrong. I don't know what the disconnect with that game is, but it's got some interesting stuff going on, but it is not Stuffed Fables. It is a much more complicated, much more difficult version of Stuffed Fables, but the rules were so god awful, it just left a bad taste in my mouth. I don't know if I'll play it again. Even though I think there's probably a decent game in there somewhere, it just didn't really click for me and my group.
And that's the tough part is we've got oodles and oodles of great games sitting on our shelves that we don't get played, that a mediocre game then becomes a bad game because you're never going to want to touch again. I am so thrown by seeing Anthony sitting in a well-lit room with a camera that actually works. That
I know.
It's freaking me out.
I know. I can like see boogers in his nose. It's so clear.
But I see this stack of it must be the tower of crappy deck building games sitting behind him. Because
No,
I see Nightfall.
It's stuff I haven't put on shelves yet. You're making fun of my Nightfall box?
I'm literally making fun of Nightfall. I did not care for Nightfall. It's fine.
Nightfall had a great idea, but I like how the different things, the different moons, whatever, would activate different things. I like that, but it just didn't seem to have this. It was tough to figure out the synergies and stuff for it. Drove me crazy. So, not to bring everybody down, but did you hear like the awful news?
Yeah,
about
Rich.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that was pretty heartbreaking to hear.
Rich Gaines, the guy who runs Japanime Games, his son and his like not wife but partner. I think they have a child. His son and his partner were killed in a car accident late last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they have like a year-old son.
It was very young from the pictures that I saw. And the worst part was that there was a off-duty EMT that was at the scene of the crash who attempted to try to get them out of the vehicle and ended up like getting burns over 2/3 of his body and is now in critical condition. And like on top of that, to mount what a horrible tragedy that happened, but now he's also like praying for this guy who tried to save his family to survive, and it's just the whole thing is just, it was gut-wrenching to read. If Rich is out there, God, I can't even I don't know, I can't even comprehend how that would go ahead. The minute I heard that story, I immediately went upstairs and gave my wife like the biggest hug I could and just appreciated what you have, because you just never know. You just don't know. Like reading that, just realizing that yesterday was a normal day, and today your life is turned upside down, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It makes you appreciate, but it's in the same sense though. You feel it's just your heart goes out to someone like that. There's just nothing you can do or say to make this better, and it just sucks. He's a good guy.
Yeah. So, and I know I met them. I mean, I couldn't have, if somebody said, "Oh, do you know so and so?" and I'd be like, "I don't know." But as soon as I saw the pictures, I was like, "Oh no."
Yeah, I've known Rich for, I don't know him like super well. Like I don't know him outside of the industry, but I met him probably about 2 years ago when we were partnered with Japanime when Come On had Crossmasters. I would talk to him at shows and he would come over and ask me how things were going and stuff. And we didn't really work together, but we were partners kind of with their North American distribution. And so I got to know him. And then after that, I was just at shows saying hi and swinging by and seeing how he's doing and all that. So, I got to know him well enough. And he always seemed like a really nice guy. He was always interested in how not just business was going, but how you and your family were doing. You like to see bad stuff happen to anyone, let alone good people. That was pretty rough to read. I was definitely shook me for sure. You just don't, just how fragile life is.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's horrible. So my thoughts and prayers and love go out to Rich and his family, and just awful. And not to bring everybody like, down, but just if you're out there listening to this, just, I don't know, send happiness and love and good tidings to those people. So hopefully, assuage some of the awfulness that's going on in their lives right now. Anyway, on that, it's time for initials. Yay! We're back on the initials.
Way to bring the crowd back.
Anthony.
So, in celebration that Anthony is here, we're going to.
I have 2 seconds, please.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. I'm right back.
He's got to go get his iPad so he can Google.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he has to go get the hired attendee who's going to be feeding him answers.
Well, don't worry. Anthony rules are still in.
Joe, you might want to come back.
Joe, you got here just in time for initials.
Initials.
Yes. See how excited he is?
And Anthony rules are in effect, so he can't ring in until the first 2 clues are fully given.
Does he know this?
What the hell? It's Joel Eddie.
I don't know. Did he hear that?
Hey, Collins.
Joel,
What's up, buddy?
I don't know. Every time I get on, you're off. I was like, geez,
I can't
Connor are
stay
both
up
on.
late anymore.
I almost don't
Joel,
recognize your voice, Joe. You don't sound like a space marine.
Joel, hold on. Joel, hold on a second. Will you close your door really quick to the room? I just want to see something. Just go back there and close the door real quick. I'm just.
Is it the art? Are we looking at the art?
No, it's gone. It's upstairs.
Oh, you finally fixed that hole in the wall.
Joe, I
This is
asked
not
Lance.
this is not my office anymore. It's my wife's.
Joe, you
Hey,
see
everybody,
that wall behind
Jim
me?
Gaffigan's here.
Can you paint me a picture for that wall?
Maybe $1,000.
Woo.
Good to see you, Joel. I'm just saying.
Are you
Good to
familiar with
see you,
how?
Pete.
Are you familiar with how the initials work, Joel?
Vaguely. It's been a while since I watched it. I'll let the first question go. I'll remember it.
Well, your name is your buzzer. Kabuki Kid is in the house, so the arbiter of reality is here to settle any disputes that we might have. Anthony rules are still in place. You are not allowed. You are not.
We're not in place when I came back last time. They're not in place.
Anthony rules are in place. You
This is just
cannot.
fucking bullshit.
You cannot ring in
Bullshit.
until the second clue is fully spoken.
God,
So-
I hope the initials are JG.
Or tell you what, Anthony, if you can guess what the initials are, I'll rescind the Anthony rules.
The initials are KC.
Incorrect.
Okay.
No, you were close. The
All right.
initials today are HC. HC. They mean people, places, things. Your name is your buzzer. You will get to guess. If you get it correctly, you get a point. If you get it
And
wrong, you're
Aldi's here
out.
just in time for initials.
Oh,
God.
Aldi, here we go. Wow,
Oh, no.
somebody really moved the rock. Joel Eddie
Somebody
showed up.
moved the rock.
Joel Eddie showed
Here
up.
every
Scott
week
was
when
like,
you tell you
oh,
don't
I know.
my
I
God.
was like, oh, he's sick last week or 2 weeks ago.
All right, so their initials are HC, Aldi. HC. Anthony rules are in effect. So he
So what,
give
does
you
he have
all
to
a
give us
sporting
number 5?
chance. No, yeah, he has to wait till
Can't answer to the last quick clue.
Second
he
clue.
can't answer during the second. He has to wait till the full second clue is done.
Full second clue.
Then he can ring it.
He's like, oh, fuck. Why do I play?
All right. So here we go. And I do not have a tiebreaker because I didn't have time. So we'll just go with that. Anyway, number one, clue number one. Depending on where you are, it is an ordinance or a sacrament. Clue number two can involve grape
Anthony.
juice. I did not finish the thing. Clue number two can involve grape juice.
Anthony.
Holy
Holy Communion.
Communion
See,
is
it's not going to matter. He's still going to win.
Can be leavened or unleavened. Quakers do not believe in it. It is blasphemy to consider it cannibalism. Anthony, right off the bat. See, Anthony, you're still going to win. Don't worry about it. Here we go. Item number two, clue number one. It is a non-profit organization. Clue number two. It was a very bad tag team wrestling duo. Clue number three. It is commonly used in voting. Clue number 4. It is also commonly used in correctional facilities.
Anthony.
Anthony.
Handcuffs.
In voting? That's one word too.
Final clue. This is an accurate way to determine the number of people present. Pete.
Head count.
Head count is correct. Very good.
Tie. There it is. Over.
It's all over. We have Pete 1, Anthony 1. Here we go. Number 3. Clue number 1 is 37 years old.
Pete.
Pete, go ahead.
Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen is correct. Holy cow.
I don't know why I can't answer on the first clue.
Clue number 2.
Don't be upset that you didn't know that to answer it first, Anthony.
Clue number 2 has co-starred with Samuel L. Jackson in 5 films. Clue number 3 was found a claim for the role in My Life as a House. Clue number 4 had, despite a major career setback in the mid-2000s, has remained active in stage and screen. Final clue, he played Darth Vader. Well done. You had that one written down. You were waiting. You were.
It was the first one that came to my mind.
Right.
I said, "There's got to be a Star Wars guy in here somewhere."
I thought about having clue as like used to star in the worst like Star Wars movie ever, but now that's Last Jedi. Anyway, all right, here we go. Next one. Clue number 1, sometimes called a bullpen.
Aldi.
Aldi.
Holding cell.
Holding cell is
Nice.
also correct.
Aldi.
Got it.
Wow.
I can see the steam coming off Anthony's
I know.
forehead.
Did you have that one? Did you have that one? Of course you did.
Of course he did. Come on, don't be dumb.
Lincoln Financial Field has one where the Eagles play because they actually have a court at Lincoln Financial Field. Barney Miller famously had one on set. A temporary restraint, typically used while a person awaits being arraigned, trial, or brought to jail.
All right, I lost you guys all together. You froze.
All right, quick. Start the next question.
I can still see you, right?
Anthony, are you with us?
We see you. We see you.
No, I think we lost him.
We lost him.
He quit in a fit of rage.
Maybe we'll give him a moment or two here. Joel, is your microphone working?
Yeah.
Looks
Okay,
like Aldi's happy to see us.
Hey, it's Pickle Rick.
It's a 3D printed Pickle Rick.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, who made that for you?
Lincoln.
Nice. My pickle
There you
Rick's
go.
bigger than
He gave me
yours.
his Pickle Rick.
Nice.
It's got
Okay,
bumps on it too. It's
3D printing.
I bet it does.
Pickle
It has
is one
bumps
step
on it. You're all
away.
excited.
That's one step away from the apocalypse.
That's one step away from 3D printing toys.
We waited for you. We waited for you.
This is
Anthony.
as good
okay.
as a toy. I mean,
I couldn't hear you guys.
It's
I
very
don't
nice.
mean that kind of toy.
All right, so here we go.
He was vibrating.
Clue number 1
Yes.
is referenced in cuneiform on Babylonian tablets from 164 BC. Clue number 2, referenced by the Han Dynasty in China in 12 BC.
Keith.
Joel.
I heard Keith first.
Halley's Comet.
Halley's Comet is correct. Yes.
Nice.
Is sometimes referenced as a possible explanation for the Star of Bethlehem. First discovered in 467 BC, though that is disputed. And then close friend of Isaac Newton gave it their name in 1705 after predicting its arrival.
And the last time it came through, it kind of sucked because it was not very visible
No.
compared to normal. We had
Well, if you were in the southern hemisphere, it was better.
yeah.
But us in the northern hemisphere, we got jammed. I'll be 81 if I live to see it again. So
I'll be
well,
dead.
good for you. Good for you to have that positivity. All right, here we go. Next one up. Here we go. It has a connection to Dirty Dancing. It has a connection to Godfather Part 2. It has a connection to Maine. It was created by the Spanish in the 16th century. This is the capital and nation found
Aldi.
in the Caribbean. Aldi.
Havana, Cuba.
Yeah.
Havana, Cuba is
Ed,
correct.
Joel Eddie almost got it.
Almost.
You almost.
Yeah.
So we were like right on the same wavelength.
The Havana, Cuba.
The Havana, Cuba.
That
That would be Forrest's favorite because that would be THC. Anyway, moving on. Clue number 1. School for ages 11 to 18. Clue number 2. Is considered the 36th best school in Scotland after a national poll. Anthony, what do you got for me?
Holy Cross.
Oh,
Clue number 3.
putting pressure on himself to answer early.
Is near the city of Dufftown. Clue number 4. School is separated into 4 different houses, and students are placed in one after being sorted.
Keith,
Hogwarts
Castle.
Hogwarts Castle is correct.
Oh, I was thinking of a house something.
What was that, Joel?
I didn't say anything.
So that's the stupidest thing ever.
Hogwarts Castle.
Yeah, well, it's to deliver the students to the school. It has its own special train station, train, and railway.
I almost missed it. I just heard Sorting Hat out the corner of my thought because I was typing this.
Before we got to the Sorting Hat part of that thing, I'm like, oh, you stupid fucking idiot. And not to myself, to you, Lance, for picking that.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, clue number 1 for the next is millions of this is consumed every day. Clue number 2 is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Clue number 3 was the subject of a 2011 documentary. Clue number 4, this can also be cold.
Pete?
Anthony.
Pete is first.
Head cheese.
Anthony, do you want to go or do you want to wait?
Hot chocolate.
Oh,
wow.
Final clue. The documentary was about a famous lawsuit against McDonald's.
Aldi.
and-
Son of a bitch.
Aldi.
I'm questioning this entire thing here.
Because I get why you're questioning it.
I'll get why I'm questioning. Because hot coffee cannot be cold.
sometimes serve cold.
No, it's
That's
not.
true.
But it's not hot
Oh, yeah.
coffee.
Hot coffee is the answer.
The.
Hot coffee by definition can't be served.
That
cold.
is very true.
Well, you know what? Take it up with the judges. Judges say you're wrong. Okay,
All right,
so
Aldi got the point.
Aldi got the
Hot
point.
coffee.
Snuck it
Is
in.
this what we've come to?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Clue number 1 for the next one. Raised as a United Methodist. Clue number 2. Volunteered to campaign for Republican Barry
Aldi.
Goldwater.
Aldi. No,
What?
I think Pete got it right.
Pete was
Pete
first.
and me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Pete,
then
Keith,
Alden.
Is that official? Can I go ahead and say my answer?
I think it
Pete,
is.
go ahead.
Hillary Clinton?
That is correct. You didn't even volunteered to campaign for Barry Goldwater, Republican Barry Goldwater in 1964.
Yeah.
And during their freshman year at Wellesley College was president of the Young Republicans. And of course, the final clue is might likely be best known forever as the person to lose to Trump. You know, if Anthony, if you lose this one, I think I might have to rescind the Anthony rule.
No, it's all right. Just, whatever.
All right, here we go. Clue number 1 can almost be used as confetti. Clue number 2, associated with holes. Clue number 3 is described as being one corner. Clue number 4.
Bless you.
That's incorrect.
All right.
Clue number 4.
He's
The
out.
subject of a Supreme Court ruling.
Pete.
Oh, I saw it in the chat.
Pete.
Hemp cloth?
Oh, I'm
And
not going to answer it.
clue number 4. The subject of a Supreme Court ruling on December 12th, 2000. Final clue. May or may not have a hand in George Bush becoming president over Al Gore?
Oh,
Keith.
It's
Anthony.
still gonna be hard.
yeah.
Keith.
Got it.
Hanging Chad.
Hanging Chad is correct. Yes.
my Chad
God,
is-
I never
Chad
even
is
heard. I have
Using
no idea what that is.
adjectives and
Yeah.
Hanging Chad.
happy Chad.
The plural,
Happy Chad.
Can
the
sometimes
plural
be
of Chad
sad.
is Chad.
Can sometimes be sad. Happy Chad.
All right, here we go.
I can't win.
Well, that's fine. Clue number. Well, then you know what? Anthony rules are gone. Then if you
No,
can't
forget
win.
it now. It's too
Yeah,
late.
you can win.
Clue number
The
one
score is 3.
has a
Only
connection.
10 in.
Clue number one has a connection to Will Ferrell.
Anthony.
Keith.
Anthony, go ahead.
Harry Carey.
God damn it.
Harry Carey is correct. Yes.
You suspended the rules, and I had him by the rule that time.
Born in St. Louis, Missouri. Had
Well,
a
how
stellar.
about that?
Clue number three was
Damn it, I had that.
get this, had a stellar baseball career in high school and had the chance to play in college, but turned it down to enlist in the Army. The
We
next
got
clue
hit in the
is,
head with a brick.
however, the Army then rejected him due to poor eyesight, and then the college had already rescinded their scholarship offer. And then the final clue was lost his job from his first announcing. Do you know this, Anthony? He lost his first announcing job after being with the team for like over 20 years because of an alleged affair with the boss's daughter-in-law.
No, that
He,
I did not know.
Yeah, they basically they said that he was banging like the youngest Bush son, like the people that own the St. Louis Cardinals. He was banging his soon-to-be ex-wife.
Yeah, good
So,
for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Well, all right.
Hi. All right, here we go. Clue number one was born 1 year after the attack on Pearl Harbor to the day. In 1980, Pete.
Howard Cosell?
Yeah,
it's too. Yeah,
Sure.
not old enough.
Clue number two. In 1987, was awarded the Congressional Gold Medal for humanitarian work.
I wouldn't have known it anyway.
Clue number three. This was awarded to them after their death.
Anthony. Harry Chapin?
Harry Chapin is correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Clue number four. Singer-songwriter. Oh, this is cool. Singer-songwriter. All 14 singles they released reached #1 on at least one national music chart.
Wow.
Yeah. And then was killed in a car accident in 1991 while on their way to perform a free concert for charity.
Didn't he sing "Cats in the Cradle"?
Yep, that was his like giant hit. But he had tons of others if you look them up. All right, here we go. I think we only got 2 left.
Never heard of him.
Really?
I've
Wow.
only heard of "Cats in the Cradle." I don't know any of his other hits.
The World Hunger Association thing.
Yeah. And then I remember my mother. I remember being in my family room.
From the road, he would show me new stuff that he'd been working on.
What?
I think that was Aldi.
I remember being in my parents' family room watching TV. My sister was like this.
And the cats in the
Well, I'm gonna get your thing flagged.
Yeah.
Copyright strict.
Yeah, there you go. But no, but I was in the family room and like watching some TV show with my sister, and like my sister's like 3 years older than me. But I mean, in 1981, so I would have been 10. She would have been like 13 or 14, and she was like this huge Harry Chapin fan. And my mom came downstairs and told her that like he'd been killed in a car accident. Yeah. To this day, they don't know what happened. They think he might have fallen asleep at the wheel. But like the emergency flashers came on in front of his car. He was like driving this Volkswagen Rabbit. He was driving down the highway, and like the emergency lights came on. His car started slowing down, and all of a sudden he veered into like the oncoming lane, then veered back out, and then he started slowing down fast, and a semi truck just rear-ended him, and then went up and over the top of the car, and like killed him like instantly. So
before we do the last one, Lance.
There's 2 left, but yeah, go ahead.
There's 2 left. Okay.
All right, now
no, we get to the last one.
2 or 3 left.
I have a question.
Wait, 3 left? Oh yeah, there are 3 left.
Oh, okay. Yeah, plenty of time.
3 left. Okay. Clue number 1. launched January 1st, 1995?
Keith,
Number 2. Go ahead.
History Channel.
Wow! Holy cow!
Keith.
Damn, Keith.
I
that
thought it
come
was
from?
before then. That's why I didn't say it.
I did too, but I couldn't think of any other channel that started with H.
Yeah, clue number 2 goes by a shorter name now because now it's just called History. Clue number 3 has a connection to pawn shops. Clue number 4 has a connection to ancient aliens.
I was gonna say it's aliens. It's not aliens, but it's aliens.
Yeah.
And then final clue was originally nicknamed the Hitler Channel due to its propensity to broadcast World War II program.
Yeah.
The
Wow.
Hitler Channel.
I just rewatched Band of Brothers in the past few days.
No, that's not a bad show. It's good.
I was thinking about that.
All right, here we
I
go.
was thinking about
Clue number 1. A major in the U.S. Army.
Anthony.
Howard
Cosell.
I knew you'd get that. Just like, yeah, he was a major. He practiced union law. That was like he was a lawyer practicing union law, and then posthumously named one of the greatest TV stars of all time, and yeah, likely the most famous sportscaster in the world.
Are we down to the last question?
We're on the last one, yes.
All right. So before we go, check the score. Do I have any chance of winning?
Keith, you were tied for the lead.
Oh, okay. I was going to throw out a guess wildly at the last one.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
you two are tied, and me and Aldi are one behind.
All right.
Joel, does your microphone still work?
Joel's playing spoiler.
So I don't. So if anybody gets,
4-4-3-3.
I don't have. I do not have a tiebreaker. So
We will share the victory.
We'll have to share victory. First, you'll see how much money you have. If money is still tied, then you will look at so on and so forth. All right, here we go. Clue number 1.
Keith.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Keith.
Hume Cronin.
Wrong. You're out.
All right, Anthony, your turn. Take a wild stab.
Hume is his name. Hume.
Yeah.
There's Hume.
All right, I'll do it. I'll do my wild guess. Anthony.
Hashan
Trishan Clinton Dix.
No, it is not Clinton Dix. Anyway, here we go.
I said Hashan Trishan. That's his name.
Clue number 1 covers 18 square miles.
Hashan Trishan Clinton Dix. He's fast.
Clue number 2 was founded in 1635. Clue number 3 has a connection to whalers.
Barry.
Oh, I know.
Hartford.
What was that, Barry? Barry, did you ring in? I can't.
Barry rung in, then I think he froze up.
No, he's still there. He's moving.
I know the answer.
Hartford, Connecticut.
Hartford, Connecticut.
Hartford,
Yes,
Connecticut.
that is correct. It is Hartford, Connecticut.
Good job, Barry.
That was so unsatisfying.
Yeah.
Well,
So you
Keith,
should.
good eye, buddy. Up top. That's right.
Well, getting answers on the first turn before even anything gets said is not fun.
Well, who got it without anything being said?
You guys have guessed 3 clues in the first turn.
But things got said. We got a hand.
Okay.
yeah, well, maybe
Maybe the problem is the educational system in the state of Texas.
Oh,
I didn't grow here, so I grew up in Florida.
wow.
Florida, even worse. I see those people on the news all the time.
Well, next week it'll be before and after, and that
okay.
seems like everybody likes before and after.
Here's your reason. Your head actually has useful knowledge in it.
No, it's just odd. Like you guys are like on the same wavelength, the 3 of you guys. Like you just know all of that stuff.
I'm usually not as fast as Anthony. I just get.
Oh no, you are.
I'm still protesting hot coffee.
What your wife says.
I'm still protesting hot coffee as well.
Well, you know what? Blow it out your ass.
I'm going to do
I
the
like
next
hot
time.
chocolate.
The clues will be WM.
I think I like hot chocolate better. Hot chocolate.
Warm milk. It can sometimes be served cold.
Everything's warm.
Sometimes be served hot.
It's not like it's BGG Come Lemonade.
Warm milk. The Beatles.
Lemonade. Sometimes it's clear.
That needs to be our next initiative.
Sometimes it's pink.
2 L.
At least that one makes sense. An adjective in the word saying you can serve it the opposite way is not valid.
It was the name of a movie. Come on, I'm defending Lance here.
The Beatles.
We're lucky Lance does this for us. It takes a long time.
Yeah.
I started doing one and I gave up after like 20 minutes.
I used to do them once in a while.
It's too much work.
Lances are the best, though.
I would have got the Hayden Christensen one, but then I would have probably stumbled on it for a second and said Henry Cavill or Cavill.
I was waiting for Henry Cavill.
Henry
I
Cavill.
thought for sure that he'd be in there.
Say what?
Same or what?
Say
Yeah.
what?
And Hume Cronin, I was surprised did not make an appearance.
I was hoping.
See, that's the thing is like you guys have these word that you have this universe that you live in with these people that I've never heard of.
Called reality?
No, you know what I'm
life?
talking about. Don't defend yourself.
Sitting in that little cube.
You know what I'm talking about. Barry, back me up. Barry, back me up.
Expensive boy toys.
Yeah, I'll back him up. I feel like a stranger. It's like you are on a different level of.
Yeah,
of
but
thinking.
you're a foreigner, so it's different.
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't get our shit.
No.
Like if they were all about actors on the BBC, we wouldn't know half of them.
Yeah, precisely. So if I did,
He died.
Okay, I know who Hume Cronin is, but I don't know his
I've
name.
gotten into watching there have these they're not really game shows, but they're like things they do with celebrities and comedians in the UK, and they're based like a game that they do.
Mhm.
And I don't know any of those people on those shows. They're funny as all hell, but
Yeah.
apparently they're all big stars in
in
England.
the UK. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, moving about 800 kilometers away, I've lost touch with who's popular and who's famous in England. So
It's like anything. I went to India, and our driver is driving us around on the weekend to take us to where the rich people live,
mhm.
and there's he's pointing out where this Bollywood star lives and this Bollywood star lives, and I'm like, I don't know who these people are. I really care who this person was. One of the people had died, and there was a big memorial in front of their house, and
you guys probably don't even know of the most famous person in France who died last year, called Johnny Holiday. He's like an Elvis. He was around the same time as Elvis. He's a rock and roller. He died last year. France came to a standstill for about a week.
Wow.
And he was still in the news for the next following months. And then when it came to the year anniversary, it was like the TV just clogged up with Johnny Holiday tributes and memorials. And it was and he lived in the States as well. But you guys probably don't know his name and never heard his songs and know nothing about him. But it was in France, it clogged up the world. It's very strange how, a country.
Not really. I mean, it's just nobody cares about France.
Yeah.
Well, except the French.
Jerry Lewis was the biggest star in France.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another. There's another American which is very famous in France, but not as famous as years back home.
David Hasselhoff.
No, David Hasselhoff.
That's Germany.
That's German. Oh,
yeah.
And he's still alive.
Yeah. And he's doing another Knight Rider, isn't he? I saw something. He's doing another Knight Rider.
Hey, good review of Phasmophobia. Both, hey Barry, you there? I think Joel might have done one too. So good stuff.
I'll be right back.
Can't wait.
Okay. You haven't got your copy yet, no?
Yeah, I got my copy.
All right.
Need to play with my daughter.
Mm.
Good stuff.
It is a good game for that, playing with your daughter.
Yeah, well, except when we played the whatever when I got the prototype to send me or whatever, she always wanted to play the demons.
Mm-hmm.
But that's her. So
Yeah, my daughter's the same. It's like she wants to play the monsters, and if there's a dragon in it, that'd be it. She'll build an army of dragons.
Well, then she gave up on her Seraphon Sigmar army, even though she was winning with it all the time. She was like, I don't want to play with the dinosaurs anymore. And I was like, what do you want to play with? She's like, these Tzeentch demons look cool. All right. Fine, whatever. Just gonna paint up a bunch of crazy mutated lords of change, I guess, but yeah, whatever.
My daughter's already picked out her army for when Batman arrives, so
let me guess, Poison Ivy and what else?
Harley and Batgirl. Yes, you can mix them. So
when's that's coming out?
Apparently the boat is arriving in March in the UK on the 11th, so it'd be about 2 weeks
next year.
After. No, this year.
It's supposed to be in April in the US.
I don't dare try to paint that. I would just screw it up.
I got 50 pounds of boxes of hate today.
It wasn't that heavy.
They're pretty heavy.
Like 30.
It was only like 30
for all
They're
of it.
Pretty heavy though.
I didn't even think it was that heavy. Maybe I'm just getting stronger.
So the Bane box game is
Saw that working
18.2 pounds for the Bane box with packaging, and then the other box was like 12 to 14 pounds, I think. So it was like 30 total.
Yeah. Fortunately, it's a little wet out today, so they're all soggy.
Yeah, my friend received his
heavier.
The packaging was terrible on it. I was like, my God, I'm surprised that it got there without a dent on the box. It was just like a little bit of bubble wrap and a box that was like twice as big as what he had the game in. It was like,
are you talking about claustrophobia, or are you talking about?
I'm talking about hate.
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
Came in a box.
The packaging that I got was like, we were just talking about that earlier today. I mean, me and P were it was like double layered and with a sleeve and everything. I mean, like, because mine looked like somebody had taken a hacksaw to the outside box. I was like, I'm certain. I was like, my game's gonna be all effed up, and I'm gonna have to.
The game has gone to shit.
Yeah, and then I opened it up and it was in perfect condition. So,
I'm surprised.
Well.
So I got the Wilson Wolf affair came in. For the amount of money we've spent on that game, it came in the shittiest packaging I could ever imagine. It was definitely not premium in any way.
Really?
It was, first of all, it was a really, really thin card. You know, the very, very thin cardboard boxes that just, you put your finger into it and it goes through. That was wrapped in like what I would call a trash bag. That's the equivalent of a trash bag. And then I opened it up and it's 50 individual little pieces of paper and items and things. Like it's a puzzle hunt thing, all thrown in the box. Just there you go.
I was blown away by the packaging on claustrophobia. So was Paul Tompkins as well in the chat. It was amazing. It was like wedged in with this fantastic bubble tubing, and it was like,
yeah, they did a really good job.
The
claustrophobia, but that's just so they. I mean, that's just them saying we're going to invest the extra money just so we don't have to do any replacements. It's yeah. Well, that's why whenever we send anything now, it's like it's triple layered. It's like every single box is surrounded by bubble wrap, and then it's in a cardboard sleeve, which is in a cardboard box, which is in another cardboard box, and it's just like, yeah, it costs us a little bit extra, but replacing the game box, because game boxes are freaking expensive, so it's just worth it, and then people can't really complain about it.
Who here is a stickler for boxes not being damaged?
I can handle being down, but torn boxes are bad.
If I damage it myself, then yeah, I'll suck it up. But I mean, you better come to me in pretty pristine condition, And I understand that's kind of dumb, but it's just like, if a corner is like, if it's like, this is dumb. If it's the top of the box and a corner is wet, like dented in, that I hate that. That drives me crazy. It's just like, because you see that and it just looks awful. But if it's on the other side, and it's like a little bit dented, like where you open it and close it, for whatever reason, that doesn't bother me as much. I don't know why.
If the game board gets dented at all, I will lose my shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But if I'm talking just about the exterior, the box. The thing that it carries around. It's like CD covers. I've got so many shitty CD covers that are broken. I don't give a shit. As long as the CD works, I've got the inlay art, which I can read. I don't give a shit about the cover.
Well, those are 10 cents.
Who has CDs anymore?
Me.
The musician.
Yeah, the musician.
Forrest, where's my video?
Your video? I told you it'll be up tomorrow, and it will be a review, not a preview. Liked it a lot.
Good. I'm glad.
I'll be honest with you. I read the rules, and I thought it was going to be a big pile of shit. I'll be brutally honest. I was like,
it reads real shitty.
The same damn thing, and then when you play it, like, oh, there's layers to this game.
I love the bluntness.
Layers. No, yeah. So like the thing is that like you read what all the it's like you think, oh, like a harbor and a church, and you're like, oh, but it seems like they all do the same thing. But no, it's like they're subtly different. You know,
so it's better than tossed salad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I expect that in the review, Forrest. When I first read the rules, I thought it was going to be a pile of dog shit.
Forrest, I'm going to have you. I'm going to have you send that. Just be quiet for a second, Forrest. I'm having you send that to Tantrum House because they're going to try to get a video done in mid-campaign for us. So, I will. I'll text you the address. Just if you can get in the mail at least by Friday, I'd appreciate it.
I can get it in the mail tomorrow.
Okay, we'll put it in the mail tomorrow, priority, and so they get it on Saturday. And I will just tell me it should run you like $14 to send. We'll reimburse you the cash.
Just
actually send it to me in Facebook, would you? Not my phone currently is taking a dump on me. My phone, my computer.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do it that way.
Facebook chat.
Yeah, we're talking about Dragon's Interest, Aldi, wherever now you vanished. Whatever. You vanished on us, so. Joel, you play anything new lately?
No, I've been playing a lot of the Rangers of Shadow Deep. It's a miniatures game. And
sounds like something completely made up.
Yeah, it's by the guy, designer of Frostgrave. It's a solo cooperative miniature campaign thing. It's awesome. I've been playing Gugong. I like that.
Good. Everybody should buy a copy of Gugong. Buy two. Rangers of Shadow Deep. It sounds like it's like one of those things where it's like, all right, so just pick something. Rangers. Okay, now pick an adjective. Shadows. Okay.
It's really good. I think you'd like it a lot. Actually, I think your daughter would probably like it a lot too. You can play cooperatively. Yeah.
Rangers of the Shadow Deep.
Picking names for games is very difficult for people.
Is this actually released?
Yeah, you get on Drive-Thru RPG, no relation. But you can get a printed physical book.
Oh, so it isn't like actually released. You got to do print on demand.
Yeah, that's the only way it's going to be.
If picking a name for a game is hard, how do you think an artist feels about naming their songs?
I don't really
care.
You
have to put out your own train.
No, it doesn't matter because you can name your song whatever you want.
Yeah, and you can name your game whatever you want.
No. Different. Tell me how the Pearl Jam song "Corduroy" got the name Corduroy.
I want to know how
Corduroy when you wrote
the Pearl Jam song "Jeremy" got the name Jeremy.
Because that's the kid
who's Jeremy in that Corduroy. So I just got through judging in the Cardboard Edison Awards, and some of the most ridiculous names people name things.
I mean, yeah, Nirvana songs, for example, they got weird names. Or what was it? Oh God, Fall Out Boy. They name all their songs really strangely as well.
You really can call a song whatever you want.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but a shitty, and people are just gonna buy it because of the name of the band or whatever. But a shitty name for a board game, people are gonna be like, yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, well, Exploding Kittens. Go on, explain that phenomenon.
Well, that was just somebody trying to be edgy.
Right, but the game is actually about exploding kittens.
Oh, all right.
So
I haven't played it.
It's like hot potato or something.
Joel, you really none of you are going to know what I'm talking about, but Joel will know what I'm talking about. Do you think? Do you think Flesh Eater Courts got?
Keith.
Good night, Keith.
Oh, Keith. Yeah.
Do you think Flesh Eater Courts really
Hi,
got
Joel, boy.
nerfed to the point where they aren't competitive? I'm listening to a couple of my Sigmar people, and they're just complaining. No, they're still.
I think they're better than they were before. They nerfed one battalion Ghoul Patrol. Everything else is better.
Yeah. So
there's a bunch of people in my local store that are they're buying Skaven and Flesh Eater Courts. I split the carrion whatever box with a guy, and he was splitting like 2 other boxes with other people, and one guy got 2 halves of the Flesh Eater. And
I've been trying to get as much of the Skaven stuff as I can because that is a ridiculous good deal. For that box set, because like the Storm Fiends are $62 on alone. So
that's a hell of a deal.
So that's why everybody's bought it up like crazy. That's why it's out of print right now. It doesn't. They had to like rush to make it. Anyways, people know what we're talking about. Carrion Empire is the Games Workshop comes out with these box sets. They usually have 2 different armies in them. And sometimes they bundle together a bunch of models that normally cost way too much money. So anyway, but they fixed Skaven. They did. It's too bad they don't have any new models. They need to update a lot of the old models because they're shitty. They're either metal or they're Finecast, which are all both crap.
Yeah, they're going. But something seems like they're going back and like just adding books to stuff. Maybe a model here and there, trying to catch everything up to the new stuff.
Well, did you see each Grand Allegiance is going to get a brand new book?
Yep.
And Khorne's going to get a brand new book too.
Yeah, like 3rd one.
Yeah, like they need another one.
Yeah. Oh well.
Just put the elves back together, for God's sakes.
Yeah. I don't like elves. I don't care about elves. But...
What is that noise? Who's using it? Who's using bongos?
I'm working off a $120 Chromebook. Don't bust my balls. that's my hub now since my computer took a dump on me.
They brought back the squats yet?
No.
Let's ask you a question on the other side thing.
They have a lot. They actually have brought back individual squats. I believe there's 1 or 2 special characters or something.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Warhammer, I'm getting the name of the game here. It's the what's the Warhammer in space with the ships called? What is that one?
40K.
No, the Battlefield Gothic for the PC.
Yeah.
That just came out is awesome.
Is it?
Yeah. Is it Battlefield Gothic?
Yeah. It's like Battlefield Gothic Armada 2.
Yeah, it's Battlefield Gothic Armada 2.
Did you get it on Steam?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Is it?
It's probably one of the best of those kinds of games I've ever played. It's really fun.
It's on.
Check it out.
It's really
on the Steam.
It's on the Steam. I've only scratched the surface of it. The thing that sucks is you have to unlock the other races. So I'm not a campaign guy. I just want to like skirmish and stuff. But because I just escaped through the story, I couldn't give a shit. Although at 40K stories are usually pretty good. So I don't know, but I recommend it. It's got real nice.
I usually play those 4X space games. Damn it. Is it like a 4X kind of thing, or just?
Yeah. I mean, you do develop technology. Yeah, I guess you could say it's a 4X because there's a global galaxy map which you're moving your troops, but they're spaceships, right? And then you're battling, and then it goes into the real time tactical mode, which is pausable, right? You can pause it and like plan. But it's real time. Your ships fly and they maneuver, and you're shooting, and it's real fun.
Cool.
It's got some great effects and weapons and stuff.
Yeah, the graphics.
Graphics are good.
Battlefield Gothic Armada or Armada?
Armada 2. I didn't play the Armada 1, but Armada 2 is the one I'm talking about. It's real good.
Is it on sale right now?
No.
Set it your wish list and wait for
it's
the
$40. Yep. Yeah, it'll be on sale. I think I might have a coupon. Like when you subscribe to I subscribe to White Dwarf for some reason. Just because I want to like live vicariously through Warhammer, but not buy any of it. And White Dwarf is perfect for that. Like, it's so great because they do battle reports and they talk about. I mean, it's such a good magazine.
It is a really good magazine.
They give you like coupon cards and stuff.
I remember when I was a kid, I had a subscription to Dragon and White Dwarf, and that was back when White Dwarf actually did like D&D stuff.
Other games, yeah.
Yeah. So, but
yeah, we got the new one today, actually.
Like every White Dwarf magazine is like a book.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the quality is. I mean, look, this cover is awesome too. They don't even have the name of the magazine on there.
I have a subscription to it too, and it seems like half the time it's like my copies of White Dwarf either show up. I never get them at the beginning of the month. It's always like the last week of the month that mine show up. It's just dumb. I don't know what the deal is.
Makes me feel like I'm participating in the hobby without actually doing it.
Yeah, mine are hit or miss. I actually got the new one. This is the March one today, and I was like, why did this come?
I just got this one.
That's February, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
At the end of February.
Yeah. I like how they changed it.
It's interesting. Oh, so the cover is actually there. It's Spot. I didn't even notice that. It was like Spot printed.
I only hate it when like it's like, oh good, it's a big giant 40K issue.
You don't like 40K? I thought you were playing 40K.
No.
Oh.
I mean, I dig some of the models and they look kind of neat and everything like that, but it's just like I don't know. I'm fantasy's where it's at for me. Age of Sigmar, dude.
Yeah, I put it on my wish list. If it goes on sale, I'll grab it.
It's good. If you like those kind of things, right? If you don't,
well. Look who moved the rock again. It's Dan King, everyone.
Hey, Dan.
Kept showing up here to play a saxophone for us or something.
Can you hear me, man? Is my mic working?
Yes.
Yeah.
We can't.
Congratulations on funding, Dan.
Oh, thanks. Oh, nice bathrobe there, Barry. I love it.
I'm naked underneath.
I didn't realize this was the pajama party. I would have showed up in form, man.
Oh yeah, so you're safe to have another season now, right?
Yeah, I think I funded today. Yeah, it was cool. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Did those BGG-Con tickets sell?
Oh my gosh, all three of them sold out like in the first hour.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
they're underpriced. We've underpriced them. I mean, you've underpriced them. You've underpriced them.
Yeah, thank you.
I can't believe BGG-Con. I already started thinking about that. Years goes by too quick.
I'm excited about the new venue. I don't know a whole lot about it.
Me too. Yeah, the new venue's gonna be awesome.
I can't wait.
There's gonna be lemonade flowing out of every tap.
Oh, they're better.
Lemonade for
everybody. That's all I care about.
No hot coffee.
So there gonna be a lot of hotels we can stay at now, Aldi.
Define a lot.
Well, enough that like enough that like it doesn't sell out in like 6 seconds.
Oh, in that hotel. So there's 300 more rooms than the old one.
Okay, but
now,
even
that's
like
not a lot more, but
what about ones that are at least walking distance away?
There's a couple walking distance hotels, but honestly, get in the hotel.
But more importantly, is there a glasscock room?
No.
We'll have to make our own.
We'll have to.
There's a hardwood room.
Aldi, do you think it will sell out like super fast, like the hotels, like in the first like hour?
Oh, the hotel?
Yeah.
Hotel probably will.
Yeah.
The hotel is just. I mean, we sold the hotel. Good question. We just posted up the dates for the registration. Give me 1 second.
It was like March. I put it on my calendar. I think it was like March 12th or something. Let me see.
That sounds right.
Right in the middle of Gamma.
No, it's after Gamma. Monday, March 18th. Around 3 p.m. Central.
Oh yeah.
The hotel will not go live that day, but it will go live that week.
My other question to you then is, what about vendors? What do we have to do?
Write to Jeff right now.
Right now, right.
We have actually. So applications for vendors open on Monday, March 4th. Here, let me just post you this link. All I'm doing is reading this.
Take your time.
It's there.
Regular badges, something, something, something. Activations via exhibitor, blah, 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 blah. Something, something, something.
Dark side.
Premium. First, those who purchased both on Thursday, March, the premium badges. Ooh.
Those are like 400, right?
I think so. You guys are stressed.
What is a premium badge?
Premium badge guarantees you a hotel room. And a couple other things.
And you get some other stuff too, right?
Like, you get a free shirt or a free shirt. You get a shirt. You get a.
Oh, you get a $5 shirt.
Your first check-in.
Free glass of lemonade.
Shirts. Oh, an unlimited. An unlimited. There's a few perks for it. You get your first checkout reserved. Your first game checkout is reserved.
BGG.com allows up for 5% of total badges to be pre-purchased as premium badges for 2018. This will be 150 badges. The badges have the benefits and restrictions listed below. The most important to know about these badges is that they are intended to help some folks who have an easier time getting into the BGG-Con experience, not to change that experience for everyone. Once the con is up and running, there won't be two classes of attendees. We're all the same event, having the same great time. But honestly, we do love the people that buy the premium badges more than anyone. Wow, this is a really weird.
I love everybody equally. I love everybody equally.
The purchase of a premium badge is not transferable, and will be.
Yeah, well, we have Keith, the premium badge holder, so I was curious if he was going to renew.
You can edit the attendee.
Thank you. Yes.
You can edit the attendee information on your badge and your companion badge. Therefore, can transfer your badge to someone else if you're unable to attend, but you cannot receive more than the price of the regular badge for doing so. Transfer badges will become regular badges and have no premium benefits. Therefore, we will not love you anymore. Your VGG account will. Why do you write this stuff, Aldi?
I didn't write it. I didn't write it.
Badge, you'll be able to add a second badge whose cost will be equal to that of regular badges for that year. $150. $150. The holder of this +1 badge may also check in via the express registration check-in, but is not eligible for any other premium benefits. Guaranteed room reservation, a single hotel room reserved, the convention hotel. You'll have access to a.
I was trying to explain why it's so detailed, because people are gamers, right? Like, they want it all should be there to understand.
Right. Special locker room set up only for premium badge holders. You will need to make your reservation within a short window of time between purchasing your premium badge and when the hotel is open to the general public. You must use the same name when using hotel reservations on the badge. Any reservation made in this room block we can't match the premium badge holder will be canceled. Rooms will come with all the free lemonade and happy endings you like. Interesting.
Will be referred to the
You
party.
made that up. You made that up.
That's on here. Check out your link, man. On the first day of the convention, when registration opens, there will be a separate line for premium badge holders. These are the special people who are loved by all and not hated like everyone else. This is similar to a platinum diamond hotel check-in. If you are in this line, everyone who isn't will despise you, but you will bask in the glory, knowing full well that your money was well spent, knowing that Aldi will rain the dollar bills over his naked body that evening.
Oh man, sign me up! Holy crap!
Shut up, Lance. You're not supposed
That's
to
a
talk
hell
about
of a
that
perk.
One library game is reserved in your game. This will be a copy of Jab. You can check it out as many times as you like.
We'll hold your personal jab.
Everyone gets a jab. You get a jab. You get a jab.
Jab.
No, the people who are the priority badge holders don't get a copy of Jab.
Yeah.
If you give us $50 more, we guarantee you won't get a copy of Jab. Like that old joke. You came in second place. What did you win? Well, we won the contest. What did you win? A week's worth of time in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
What did second place get? 2 weeks.
Steak knives.
T-shirt. Self-explanatory. We'll get you T-shirt size at some point, and we'll be waiting for you at registration check-in, along with your glass of lemonade. And then you'll get priority for purchasing premium badges in future years, knowing full well that only by giving this extra money you will be a close personal friend of Scott Alden.
Wow.
Oh, I found this is actually, you actually do have a typo here. It says, then there will be a period of time, probably the second week, where everyone who has purchased them every year except 1 year will be allowed to purchase them, etc. On week N, so it must be like they forgot to put the number there. If any are left, anyone can purchase one. The number of premium badges available will grow. The number of badges grows.
Yeah, we didn't know how many.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Keith, I think, is down for buying another one. But you know, the hotel is not like that much bigger. I mean, it's bigger, but there's still probably going to be
Well, are you going to expand the con? Or are you going to let more people in the con?
a little bit. Yeah, not just whatever, but yeah, a little bit. It's a really big hotel. The one thing I'm excited about is the vendor room is all one giant room.
Oh, good.
But it's not
Is
the
it
split.
is the number of attendees going up because the hotel's going
Just
up? Gerald?
slightly. Yeah, just a little though.
Not a whole lot.
I mean, assuming people want to come. We don't know. We don't know what the limit of BGGCon is, right?
Oh, come on! You sell out in the first 10 minutes.
No, we sold out in I forget what it was like a week, I think, last year, maybe a week.
Oh, it took that long?
Yeah, like a week or 2 weeks.
Really?
Maybe.
That one year
Yeah, it was not a first day sellout. Yeah.
Okay.
Now the hotel sold out in 5 minutes.
All right.
But, and I'm not exaggerating that. Literally 5 minutes. I don't even understand how that system can handle that.
Yeah.
Just to do 500 or 600 rooms in 5 minutes. That's crazy.
Well, that's good that the dealer hall is going to be in one big room. I like that.
Yeah.
And then the hot games room, is that going to be kind of on its own thing?
Yeah, we're
too,
still working on the floor plan. I think we'll probably put the floor plans out pretty soon just to show people kind of to get used to it.
Yeah.
It's a split level thing. So there's an escalator to go down to the vendor hall.
Oh, cool.
And then the ballroom is above. And I think the library will be down the escalator.
Well, it's
but it's not that far.
The dungeon?
The dungeon. Yeah. Let me find the floor plan for the hotel.
I'm just going to be excited that we can like walk outside and find some good eats, right?
Yeah. Now it's going to be a walk, right? It's like it's not like across the street. It's not like
I like walking.
It's got. I think your closest restaurant will be about 10 to 15 minute walk. That's is that far for you? I don't know.
No, I like that. I need to walk.
The best stuff is probably a 5 minute taxi. The best stuff.
Well, it's still better than the airport.
Like Deep Ellum, yeah. Like it's fine. And here's the deal: we're trying to get the petacycles, the taxi by
pedophiles. What?
I don't know. I said that wrong. I'm sure I said that wrong. What are those things called? You know what I'm talking about.
Bike taxi.
Oh, we know.
Yeah.
Doesn't it have the word ped? PED?
Probably.
Okay. You talking about the bike, the rickshaw, the bike rickshaws?
Rickshaws, yeah. Let me share this picture for you.
I thought you were talking about the one where everybody pedals and drinks at the same time.
That's the one.
Oh, those are fun too.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about the open container laws in Dallas, though. I don't think there are any. Okay, so here it is. Can you see it? Nope, not sharing my screen, am I? Oh, am I sharing my screen?
No. We just see your face. There we go.
Disastrous.
Oh.
So Landmark Ballroom is where the gaming is. And this is twice as big as the ballroom we currently have.
Where's the second-rate exhibitors room, though? Like the people that
Marsalis Hall down. It's basically just downstairs.
So no, you have like just like at the other one, you have like the good vendor hall, and then you have.
It's all just one vendor hall here, sir.
Oh,
Marsalis Hall.
I want the second class one.
We'll put you up here at the tip of the tip of this thing. We'll put you up here.
Yeah.
Lance, we'll put you guys up here at the top. There's a fantastic restaurant up here if you have the means to go there. I would highly recommend it. It's a Wolfgang Puck 520, I think it's called. And this rotates, so you get to see all the stuff. It just keeps.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's really cool.
What hotel is this in?
This is the Hyatt Regency Dallas.
Oh, nice.
Reunion Tower. Hyatt Regency Reunion.
Oh, that's cool.
Right. So we have this ballroom gaming. Then we have this other ballroom for like special events. This is the vendor hall down below, Marsalis Hall. And then there's this. We're not sure what this is yet, but it's probably going to be gaming.
What's going on in the Pegasus ballroom?
I don't know, but this thing is massive.
What does
what we're putting there.
Marsalis look like?
This might be like a quiet.
Does he look like a bitch?
Marsalis. What's his name? Marsalis Wallace.
I watched that last week. God, the movie's so good.
Check out the big brain on Scott.
So it's pretty cool because you can actually get to the light.
I dare you to say what again?
Dan King.
What?
You can actually get to the light rail here. It's just across the street. Like this goes underground across the street, and then you can get on the rail, and it'll take you like all kinds of places. It's really great.
Awesome.
I think
I like that.
Tabs open on your screen.
What?
Lord, look at the top of his thing. All those little buttons.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're all very useful.
Just bookmarks. That's
I have
all.
my Kickstarter new releases button. Oh, did I lose it? Yeah. So this shows me everything I haven't backed. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, dull, boring.
Half a
Yeah, I see
page.
why you don't back it.
So it's
Half a
exciting.
page.
Yeah,
There's 300 projects on there, and he only sees half a page not backed.
Yeah, well, you have to load more.
They're all black and white.
Did you guys? Speaking of Kickstarter, did you guys back the Shadows of Brimstone?
Nope.
Stuff, board games. They're making board games now.
I will never
Flying Frog.
Flying Frog, yeah.
The only board game I like from them is Fortune and Glory. I'll buy the expansions for that when it comes out, but not really a fan of much of their other stuff.
Well, these are actual board games of that system. I thought it was cool. Looking cool.
I liked Something Wicked. This Way Comes or whatever that one. The kind of weird like Legend of Sleepy Hollow esque like Cthulhu game kind of thing.
The cooperative one, that one was I like that one.
What was that one called?
Wasn't it Something Wicked or something like that?
Oh yeah, Something Wicked. It was good.
Yeah, I mean I haven't played it in a long time.
Because they released like a 10th anniversary or something for that game.
Yeah.
Last Night on Earth was okay, but it just got old.
I want Fortune and Glory to be better. I really like it, but I feel like the adventures are not as fun as I want them to be.
It's like maximum 3 players, really.
Yeah, because it's a long game, right?
Yeah,
There's a lot going on.
Drags on and on.
Yeah,
but it's really cool, and I can never remember the damn rules.
I did like a board game trade in forever. Like I hadn't done a board game trade in like a jillion years. But I had an old 3rd edition copy of Space Hulk, and I have 2 of them, and I was just like, I'm never gonna put this together. I'm gonna play it. And some guy offered me like a bunch of still in shrink, but out of print like expansions to FFG games that like you can't get anymore. Like the last expansion from Battlestar Galactica, the Horned Rat expansion for Chaos in the Old World.
I don't have that. I'm still missing that one.
Yeah,
I heard that breaks the game.
Yeah, but I still want it because you'll never be able to get it again. And then all of the expansion material for the World of Warcraft board game.
Yeah, that makes it more interesting.
Yeah, and it turns it into a 12-hour slog of a game if you try to play it. But I was like, he's like, yeah, this stuff's all in shrink. You know, I was just seeing so many pictures of it, and I was just like, yeah, I'll trade you Space Hulk for all that stuff. Sure, done. Let's do this. Because it is literally everything that
is Space Hulk still purchasable?
Yeah,
there'll be a 5th edition out soon enough.
Yeah, they'll come with another edition soon enough. And the thing is that what's weird is like, you know, I didn't like the models that were with my 3rd edition, so like I ended up just like getting other Space Marines and putting them in there. Like Space Marines I like better, and then bought boxes of Tyranids. Because the Tyranids in the Space Hulk game, like they were all in these like weird, stupid poses that didn't make them look cool.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I was just like, yeah, I'll just buy a box of Tyranids.
They're all hands up.
Yeah,
and then the ones with the architecture built into it was weird.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Like how does that move on the board? It's weird.
Yeah. I don't like models like that. I mean, it's just like, come on, just put them in an action phase. I don't need them like climbing a wall. You know, just like it's really dumb. So, and then the models for the Space Marines in that one, they were all like made of like really, really tiny little spindly things that just snapped if you moved them too much. So
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But anyway, truth be told, I haven't played Space Hulk in like 5 years, so I don't know.
It's hard to get out.
It's well, you know, it's like, oh, do you want to play a 2-player game?
No, we need a multiplayer Space Hulk.
Oh, you do?
We do as a community.
Oh yeah.
Have you guys played that Deep Madness, or was it called Deep Madness?
Yeah, that's a good game.
Or Nemesis. Nemesis. Have you played Nemesis?
Nemesis is good too, but Alone is really good. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sitting here.
You played that.
Play it.
How does that work in practice when it's 3-on-1? Like,
well, it's
how
such
do
a-
the three communicate?
Well, I mean, you because only one of you can win because you're all trying to kill him.
It's part of the
Oh,
game.
so it's everybody for themselves as the bad
Well,
guy.
but you also can't like work against each other. It's a really delicate balance because if you are all out for, they'll win. The one player wins. So you got to like work together, but not work together. I don't know. It's tough to explain, but
I'll try to play it this weekend.
Yeah, it is super good. I mean, that like it's my dudes on a map go-to game right now.
I thought it was like Dungeon Explorer.
Well, yeah, but I call it dudes on a map because it's just like, oh, you're gonna move through different spots, and it's dudes on a map, right?
Yeah, I think it's best with
It's a memorandum of understanding. I mean,
it's not best. Talk about it. No, you gotta play with the full 4.
So you talking about alone?
Yeah.
The weird thing is like when you're on the dungeon side, like each round, only one of you is the one that decides what happens. So if you want to play a card, you have to ask that other person, "Can I play this?" And
I
they
was
have to
wondering
say
about
like
that.
yes or
Yeah.
no. So, but each player will get a chance to be that person, but that's the only downside to it.
We don't bother with that rule at all. We just communicate as if we're
Free-for-all.
doing a cooperative game.
Cooperative.
Yeah. It's fun. It's good
I
stuff.
watched a playthrough, and one guy was doing all the talking, and the other guy kept like trying to get in, like to play. Like he's like, "What? Hold on." They do something. The guy's like, "Well, can I put?" He kept getting stopped, right? Like paused. But I like the idea of it. I just want to see how it works in reality.
Yeah, I want to play the hero. so many times I played the monster player, and it's like, I want to play the hero. I want to feel lost. I want to feel claustrophobic, and
No, it's a different game.
Yeah, I know it's a different game.
There's a lot of big dungeon games that came out this year. Alone, Nemesis, Deep Madness. What else is coming? There's
Those
some
Deep
big
Madness
stuff.
people still owe me like a full pledge. They like, oh yeah, we'll send you a full pledge, and I was like, all right,
Wave 2, baby, because there ain't nothing available right now.
yeah, and they're just like, and every once in a while I send them an email. I was like, hey, still waiting on this, and like two of them they answer. So
Did any of you guys back Midara?
Who?
Oh my God.
Midara.
So I'm not gonna, but a reviewer that I talk to quite often said that that game is a fiddly piece of shit.
Oh no, that's not what I want to hear.
It's just like he's like somewhere in there's a game that's fun, but I'll be damned if
Is
I'm
it like
gonna
Myth? Is it like Myth? Oh
No,
no.
I don't think anything can be as bad as the Myth first rules book. It just
Has anybody? Did you ever play the redo of Myth?
No.
No one did. No one I know did.
I promised myself I wasn't going to play it until I finally got my full pledge because I backed that at like full, and I blame Anthony too because when I was trying to decide
why is it me?
Because I said it was before an Alaboom. I was like, God, I gotta decide. Pledge manager like closes in like a day. Should I just back it for everything and just get everything? You're like, back it for everything. Just get it all.
Get it all.
Get it all. Don't worry. You'll be mad if you don't get it all. I was like, okay, yeah, sure. So I back it, like give them $300 or something like that. Still waiting. 3 years later.
Fiddly piece of shit is another man's gold. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Because the forums are on fire on BGG. So I'm guessing it's out. Midara.
How long did it take to come out?
Many years.
Oh, speaking of that, I got a story for you. It's holding up my laptop though, so hold on. Let me get this box out. So, any of you guys remember?
Oh yeah. I remember that. Yeah. I remember
okay,
that.
so this is like
it's finally out.
2.5 years late. It just came in. I've played it a bunch of times. It's
good.
It's really good. It's awesome. If you like campaign games, like it's really good.
I like the 1960 something, whatever.
I like the 1962, but you know what? This is so unique because most of those campaign games are only 2-player. Where this one you can play up to 6, but it's like really good with 3.
All right.
Which game is it?
That guy's been through a lot of
too, and she keeps telling
campaign
me.
trail.
He got a lot of. He went through a lot of hell
I
for
gotta
that.
email them. That looked really good. That thing.
This box is probably like £9. It's like the components they knocked it out of the park with this thing. So yeah, I really like it a lot.
Speaking of late Kickstarters, we had a guy in Cannes come on the stream and not begged, but asked to show his game, even though it was like 4 years late. To prove to everybody that the game exists and that it's coming, and he's not a piece. His words, he said, "I'm not a piece of shit." Because basically, Kickstarter people treat you like that if you don't deliver.
They do.
Hey, I had something cool come in this week too.
Holy crap! I did a video for Campaign Trail.
Yeah, you probably did. Anybody seen this?
Oh, is that out now? Oh, that's the crossover card thing. That's the card. Oh, that's Brad Tolton's game.
Yeah, Brad Tolton's Exceed Street Fighter.
But it's not the Street Fighter game.
Well, I gotta ask you there. Did you back it, or did they send you one?
Which one?
The Campaign Trail.
They sent it to me because I did the preview for it, and they just wanted to thank me for that.
You did the preview in 2016, May 3rd.
I did mine September 21st, 2015. Where's my copy?
Well, I will be honest. Every time I see him at a convention, I was bothering him for it because I really wanted it badly. So I was in his ear.
Forrest, Bowers Game Corner, 2014.
Hey, you give me an email for that guy. I wanna pester him.
That was 2014. Holy shit.
2015 was that?
September 21st. This must be like a Gen Con video, right?
Yeah, that was a Gen Con video back when it used to take like a month and a half to get them up.
Because I remember this game and I loved it.
Bowers Game Corner presents Gen Con Video Bonanza 2014.
That's not your voice, is it?
No, that's my buddy Eric.
Made possible by Billionaire Banshee, Guys, Games, and Beer.
What?
Dashing Inventor Games, creators of the Simple System role-playing game system.
And Billy Joe's Head Shop.
Bakers of Bob, turn life into an RPG.
Holy crap, look at all
Boy,
these
there,
shitty
we're back
games
for
I
our
still
Gen
have.
Con Bonanza. This one's sponsored by Zontco. They're releasing mobs on Kickstarter.
You're making these names up, aren't you? Like these things don't really exist, right?
We sponsors made them all up.
Hey, Lance, I sent you an email for the Campaign Trail guy.
All right, I'll pester him. I'll offer to buy it too if he wants me to. But I mean,
Right now, really cool. Be sure to check them out. But we are with Nathan with Cosmic Wombat Games. And what are we checking out?
Well, there. This is called Campaign Trail. Estimated to be on Kickstarter around springtime is the plan at this
springtime
point. It is.
By the way, that was me, by the way, Anthony. So
You think I'm watching my own damn videos here? I know what he said. I was there.
With the made-up words.
When you say times relative in videos, put a year on it, like Q1, Q2. Put the year on it.
Yeah, that's an American thing.
That's from Eric Martin, by the way.
Oh, right.
No, I did not make
Makes
that up.
sense.
Well, otherwise, I'm watching this video from 2014, and it's like, well, when's this coming out? Springtime.
I don't think he was expecting it to
forever
take,
ago.
5 years.
I don't think so.
okay. Dear jerk, where's my game? No.
That'd be fun to look back.
I wonder what the oldest delivered Kickstarter is. This is probably up there.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like when I first started doing videos in 2013, I went to Gen Con that year and they were showing off Campaign Trail. I was like, oh, I'm so excited. I love campaign games. And here it finally just showed up this week. I was pretty excited. But it's one of those things where like if you're so excited about it, you're almost afraid to play it because you're like, I can only be let down, you know?
Only be let down, yeah.
But it actually exceeded my expectations as high as they were. That's the
How does
components.
the third party character work? Do they get any sort of special abilities?
What's that?
Because you play as the Republicans, the Democrats, and the third party candidate, right? Or they all?
Yeah, it's the Libertarians. Yeah, no, the third parties. They everyone has a character with a special ability.
Nice.
Actually, it's cool because every character has an advantage and a disadvantage, and it's kind of cool because like there's something that you suck at and there's something that you're really good at, and so it's pretty interesting. But it's just a really the box is 115 minutes. There's no way this is a 2-hour game. But it's like 2 hours full of tension. It's really good.
Wait,
did
you just say it's not a 1 hour and 55-minute game?
No, it says one.
You said 115. Oh wait, that is 2 hours.
Yeah,
That is
that's
2
an
hours.
hour and 55 minutes.
No, I was in your brain, Dan. I was like,
Oh,
what,
man,
that's only 115 minutes.
I guess I've never
So
seen that number on a box before.
Go look at Scythe.
Yeah, Scythe is
has it on
oddly
there.
specific,
It
but
says
it actually works
115 as
out
well.
that way.
Yeah, okay. I guess I've never seen I just thought hour 15 when I saw that. I was thinking 75.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
But isn't that a weird number?
It is. Yeah.
It is.
115? I've never seen that before.
I think that it's from Scythe.
Yeah, this game plays in 13.2 seconds per player. Without snacks and hot coffee.
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate, yeah. So have you got your games back from Cannes yet, Scott?
No. I don't know how they all got all those games back.
So I must have missed it. What was the game where the guy said, "I'm not an a-hole"? The game doesn't exist. Right?
It's something about a vampire, like Requiem Vampire or something or other. It's definitely a long one. People were like threatening him, and I went and read his comment section. It's rough.
Yeah.
They wanted a pinky, I think.
Ooh.
You want a pinky? I'll get you a pinky.
Yeah. It's like, I can get you a toe. Yeah. You don't want to know how I do it, but I'll get you a toe.
Don't ask how I do it. I'll get you one.
Requiem for a Vampire, you said?
Something. I'll find it. Hold on. I have it in my recently viewed.
I mean, it's horrible, but I do really enjoy reading train wreck.
Freude.
Requiem
Vampire Night. Requiem
Yeah,
Vampire Night.
I was just like typing it in, and it actually just the game by something Requiem Vampire Night gave him $30,000. March 2016 was.
I think there's threats of class action lawsuits.
That's I mean more
in France,
power,
by the way. The guy's French.
More power to you. More power to you to try to like say, well, I'm going to call in my lawyer. Your lawyer's going to say, yeah.
You got 50 grand retainer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me dig that right up.
Yeah. I will happily take $150 for this hour to tell you that no fucking way is this going to work for you.
Yeah.
I'll say this. The thing that pisses me off the most, and it's that supposedly it's like it's one of those things where there are people out there that have their first Kickstarter and they haven't fulfilled it, but Kickstarter still lets them have another one. And the rules state that you aren't allowed to start another one until you've fulfilled your very first one. And so then there's a lot of people that they just let slide on that. And I think that there should be some like weird liability.
Is that a rule?
Yeah, look it up. It's like one of the rules says, and a lot of people misinterpret that says that you can't launch another Kickstarter as long as you have another Kickstarter that hasn't fulfilled. It's just your very first one. So if you have,
if you're a serial Kickstarter, then
maybe they like email them and they say, "Can you let me slide?"
Maybe, I don't know.
Give me half.
God, the rules are very, very slim. The rules are 4 paragraphs.
Wow.
Unless there's
for which
Kickstarter.
Well, yeah, I mean,
our rules.
They just want their money.
You must create something to share with others. You must be honest and clearly presented. You can't fundraise for charity. You can't offer equity. And you can't involve prohibited items. And that's it.
I'll find the page. I was digging around one day. And,
well, there's a community guideline. Oh, creator handbook. I mean, there's rule pointers here. I don't know what the.
Yeah, I'm just going to say this Vampire Requiem Vampire Night does not look like a very good game.
It might be fabulous. It looked actually kind of interesting.
No, I mean, it's just, it looks kind of.
Cannes is an interesting show. I think I talked about this last year, but there's so many unique games there that no one has ever heard of, and maybe we'll never hear of after that.
So it's like Tokyo Game Fair.
It's so tiny. I mean, it's a big show. Like all the big companies are there, but all the indies are there. Like tons of indies. So many.
Yeah. It's a place to propel yourself off of. It's a jetty. But there are some publishers that don't want to go to Cannes because they feel it's a waste of their time and their money because it's quite expensive.
The city's expensive. The hotels the rates get pushed up. I mean, like Gen Con. And you know, it's in France.
Yeah. It's like Holy Grail won't go anymore because
really
it's just they just find it a waste of time.
There's so many people that go there though.
Yeah, but there's so many people who go to Paris Ludique and that's free.
Oh, it's free to exhibit?
Yeah, it's a free exhibit.
Oh, okay.
And free for visitors. Oh no, it's not free for visitors. No, it's a five.
So we did a walkthrough of it. It's big. Walkthrough video.
I'm gonna try and get there next year. I'm still just doing small.
Remind me that you want to help out because I forgot that you had offered, and we would have made that happen.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay.
Or just remind me if you want to do it.
I'll keep pestering you. I emailed you, but then
you did, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, when I talked to you, I'm like, shit, I forgot. Right? Like we talked that morning, and I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Well, here's the deal. It's cheaper than flying an American over there to help out.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a drive away, right? I mean,
yeah, I'm half a day away.
Oh no, they just realized that means like when I fly to PGCon, which is the only convention I actually look forward to every year, is like I will have to. It won't be like land, call the little number, have that person show up in the little bus and bring me to the hotel. I gotta actually.
Hey, that's. I've sort of been warning people about that a little bit. It's a 45-minute, maybe 30 to 45-minute drive from DFW Airport. More 30 than 45, but depends on the time.
45-minute drive. I don't have that.
Well,
kind of time.
come into Love. See if you can get a flight on.
That's where I come into
on Southwest on Love, because it's like 10 minutes from Love. It's downtown.
But then I have all these freaking flyer miles with American Airlines.
Yeah.
Fix it for me, Scott.
Uber. I'll give you the Uber app install link. Although I prefer Lyft.
A freaking half-hour drive with an Uber? Oh my god.
Lyft. Well, get a group of people together and do it.
That's what headphones are for.
Well, see if anybody's renting a car and like hook up with them. Yeah,
you just find a way to screw it up for me every year, don't you?
First,
and then he
walks
away.
Lemonade.
Yeah.
Next, it's the driving. Did we lose Joel Eddy? We lost Joel Eddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he had because he had to do work, so he had to log in through like a VPN or something, and then he got kicked out. I don't know. Sounds like. Hey, really? Okay, this is not going to apply to any of you, probably. Well, maybe. No, probably not even Peter. So I found a. Okay, nobody's gonna care about this, but I found this YouTube channel. No, I found this YouTube channel, right? Okay, so I'm a professional wrestling geek, and like the time when I really watched a lot of professional wrestling was like the early '90s to about 2000, and that was like when the Monday Night Wars were huge, when like WCW and WWF, as it was known at the time, not WWE.
Attitude Era.
Yeah, and then we're fighting back and forth, and it was the only time ever that the WWE was actually, or WWF was actually in danger of like folding. They had totally revamped themselves, and for almost what was it, for over a year and a half, they were beat every Monday by WCW. It was 83 weeks in a row. WCW had a better rating than the WWF, and the guy who ran WCW at the time was this guy named Eric Bischoff, who, a lot of you will just despise the guy. He seems like kind of a smarmy little piece of shit, and he probably is. But some guy interviewed him, like he did like 45 2-hour interviews with him, and he just basically asks him like all the questions of like everything, that the allegations, all the crazy shit that happened in WCW, and it's just called 83 Weeks. And so if you are a like wrestling guy and you just want, or girl, and you want to just listen to like, and he just, and they're like, why did you do this? He's like, I made a total mistake there. We should never have signed that guy. He was a piece of shit. We never should have had him wrestle with us. That kind of thing. It's like, it's fascinating stuff. Like, because he literally doesn't have anything at this point at all to to gain or lose. And
That's YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. It's just called, and the channel's called.
Would I find it interesting? And I'm not
If
interested.
if you're at all interested in wrestling and promotion and how you and you definitely, the guy comes across as kind of a bit of a megalomaniac, and just which for a little over a year and a half, he was flying private jets all over the world and cashing giant checks in Ted Turner's name. So it's interesting. But yeah, so I've been listening to those, and there's like I said, there's 44 2-hour episodes or something like that. What is going on?
Hey, Lance.
What's up?
So that time frame that you watched wrestling, I got to tell you, my brother studied under Killer Kowalski in Boston, where I lived, and he got to the point where he was on Monday Night Raw a few times. He was, back in those days, they would have the people that nobody knew and they'd get their butts kicked, or that was him.
Oh yeah, the Job Squad, baby.
Yeah, so there's YouTube videos of my brother out there wrestling against Yokozuna, Honky Tonk Man, Jeff Jarrett, all those guys.
That's pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
So interesting. Mick Foley, when he broke in, he was a jobber. He was like a total jobber, and he said one of the smartest things he did was his very first wrestling match ever was a tag team against the British Bulldogs, and they literally, what are you doing, Forrest?
He's having an earthquake.
Is it making that much noise?
Yeah, a lot of noise. And
we can hear your blood going to your head.
They literally beat the ever loving crap out of him. They dislocated his jaw and he kept at it, and he quit the WWF because he realized that he was starting to get and he was making good money, but he quit because he was starting to get a name as a jobber. People would recognize him as oh yeah, I've seen you wrestle before. You always lose. And he said he would see people that, yeah, they made a lot of money, but they made some money, but they never made a lot of money. They never made themselves because they were a professional jobber. That was what they did. And so he quit, and then that's when he went over to and he started trying to he went to did more training and went to Japan and did a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, it's if there is his very first book that Mick Foley wrote, and I think it's called just Mick Foley Have a Nice Day or something like that. He wrote 2 or 3, but the first book is a total page turner, and he wrote it all by himself. They wanted to ghostwrite the book for him, and he was like, no, I can write this. And he wrote it all longhand. Basically took, on all of his trips, he took big giant yellow legal pads and just wrote it all longhand. And then when he turned it in, they were just this is ridiculous.
Oh, good. Oh.
Yeah, no. But when he started writing it, he said he started writing it because his dad told him, you better start writing all this stuff down while you can still remember it. And so he but it's a really, really good book. You can pick it up for $4 off Amazon. And it's just a really interesting story about life and how he decided to do what he decided to do, and good stuff. And a pretty good wrestler too, for a guy who just basically wanted to throw himself off of tall things and try to kill himself.
Lance, I gotta drop off. I gotta go upload my rules video for Street Fighter. Get that. To
so what makes that different than the regular Exceed stuff? Is it just another
same system? Just obviously, just different.
All the characters,
all the different characters from the Street Fighter. So each of the boxes comes with
stuff.
You don't like it?
Yeah. No, I do. I love me some Street Fighter.
Yeah, and I
think there needs to be more Street Fighter stuff.
Absolutely. I don't even like really fighting combat games that much, but because it's Street Fighter, I'm all into it. So each of these boxes comes with 4 characters, and there's 3 boxes. So there's 12 characters.
Oh, that's cool.
But they are missing E Honda and
Blanca,
Dalsim and Blanca, 3 of the ones that I really liked.
Dalsim was my jam.
Dan King.
Yeah.
What does your schedule for rules videos look like coming up?
It's
how-tos and stuff.
He's fully booked. He's doubled all his prices.
It's super busy, but I'll fit you in.
Well, isn't that nice of you? No. Normally Paul Grogan does ours, but we can't. Like he can't do it because he's traveling. So we got Emperor's Choice Deluxe launches in April. So
just give me the game 2 weeks before you want a draft to look over.
Sweet.
You probably want more than that.
What?
That game is complicated.
It's a little complicated, yeah. But all right, hey, I'll shoot you an email tomorrow, and we can figure it out.
Little
All right,
complicated.
Perfect, awesome.
I remember we were like Lance took us away from a game. I forget we were playing it. Was it Gen Con? No. Yeah, it was at Gen Con, right? No. Origins.
Origins, yeah, Origins.
And we were like, we were gonna play. I forget what we were gonna play, but he's like, we're gonna play this quick game of Emperor's whatever Fortune.
Quick, like his
and like it's
his
real quick.
ramblings?
It's like a half an hour, and like the rules took a half an hour. We played for like 2 hours. It was good though. I liked it. Just not at midnight at Origins.
Yeah, that was the wrong time to do it.
Yeah,
That's like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's like your first game.
Let's
Not your
order
last.
some food and we'll order in a pizza halfway through and chill. I had to laugh because I was at like at Con of the North. There's like these group of people that like all they play is these heavy Euros and stuff like that. And when I was at Con of the North, I was playing a lot of shorter games because it was just me and my daughter. And so we were playing games that both of us knew, and like we were just teaching the people at the table. And I forget the game they opened up. Oh God, I can picture it in my head. No, and they were like
Twilight Imperium 4.
No, it was a really, really dense Euro, and I'm trying to remember. It was Jab. No, I can't for the life. No, it was kind of a new game because I watched them. They actually peeled the shrink and they had somebody punching the things out, and I knew how to play because I played it once before.
Kanban.
No, it's something like recently came out in like the last 6 months or something like that.
Oh, I know what it is. It's
This is a joke. This is a bit. What are you gonna say?
I'm trying to think of something stupid funny, but I can't.
You're
coming though. You suck.
You're gonna give me a bit.
Yokohama.
Oh no! It was none of them had played Mombasa before.
Oh yeah.
Which is
some rules.
Yeah, that's got some rules, but none of them had played it before, and they had one of the level up gaming had it on their 50% off. So somebody just grabbed it and they're like, "Oh, I heard good things about this." And I was like, "Yeah, that's a really good game." And can you teach me? I was like, "I really don't want to." I was like, "I don't want to teach it." And they're like, "Oh, we can figure this out." They were sitting there. They had one person nose buried in the rules, other person punching stuff out. It was one of those things where they opened it up at 11, and I was like, "Guys, you don't want to do this. Have somebody just read the rules and like learn it tonight." And it was just like an hour and a half later, they were still all of them just sitting there, like they're trying to suss out everything on the board and trying to figure it out. And then they finally started playing. And it was like, and the game itself lasted like 3.5 hours. And I was just like, let me get it straight up. And they were like, oh yeah, they were like, yeah, this is a really good game. I was like, yeah, you spent 6.5 hours on it because they actually took a break to go eat. And I was just like, in that time, I played like 7 different games with like. We're like we played like,
but you probably don't remember any of them.
Well, no,
those guys are going to remember Mombasa.
Well, yeah, because it took them. It was a slow.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I remember the one 7-player game of Caverna I played too, but it isn't a good reason because I wanted to shoot myself. But, no, I mean, like we were playing like over at my table, like we were playing like King of Tokyo, we were playing Downforce. We were playing like games that everybody at the table knew how to play, and we were just having a blast and laughing and having a great time. I played.
What's the Arkham dice game called?
Elder Sign.
Elder Sign. I played a 7-player Elder Sign once. Don't ever do that. Do not ever
played a
7-player Elder Sign.
A Lovecraftian letter with a bunch of jerks at a table.
That was a long game. That was like a 2-hour game.
It was not 2 hours.
That was hilarious, though. It was like an hour.
It was
more than an hour. It was less than 2.
Just everybody just picking on me. That's all they did. Oh, somebody's leaving. Is Pete leaving?
Barry just left.
Barry's leaving. Okay. Yeah, everybody just picking
I
up.
think the amount of laughing made up for the long game time of that game.
Who was laughing? I wasn't.
Everybody except you.
Yeah, my wife just getting in on it. They're
Yes,
like,
your wife was delightful.
Yeah.
And that was really fun.
Everybody else, like 6 of the 7 players are all like 1 win away from winning, and you're targeting the one person who doesn't have a point yet.
Who won? Mendez won that, right?
Yeah, Mendez won. Jerk.
You'll never forget that night. I wish you were playing with us in the Don't Wake Cthulhu or what is it? No, Don't Wake Cthulhu.
Yeah, I think it isn't Don't Wake Cthulhu.
Don't Mess with Cthulhu.
Don't Mess with Cthulhu. Yeah,
that was awesome. That game is really good.
That game is
so good. I was skeptical.
I do need a Don't Wake Cthulhu. Which
I love Larry Lemke. Like he plays like a bad guy.
Larry's a good guy.
I wish like Larry, you're confounding. You're playing like you're bad, and you're not. He goes, I try to mix it up, but you shouldn't mix it up.
Larry is.
Yeah, we need Larry back on the show.
Larry is. Well, I sent it to him.
Send him an invite. Yeah,
I mean,
his electricity's running low because of all the Bitcoin mining.
He's a crazy human being. I mean, he's
a crazy person.
He is. You know, it's like I can't. I mean, even though I'll never play his game, Foe Hunters, again, I can't get rid of it because, well, 1, because it's Larry's game, and 2, because he drew a picture of a giant dick on the inside of my game box.
I have not opened mine. I need to look inside and see if there's something like that. Sure I want to play that though. Why would you not play it? It's not
because it's just it's a good enough game, but it's just it's just another deck builder to me.
Okay. Well, I like deck builders.
Well, I know you do.
Need to play it.
You're weird.
Still haven't played John's game. Maybe we'll wait for version 2.
Yeah.
You talking about the King's Armory?
Yeah, it just.
It
just hasn't. I mean, I want to play it.
He told me like 3 months ago he was going to do some big second.
Yeah, I thought he was doing a version 2.
And then he asked me to send me. He wanted, hey, send me back your copy of the game. So I bundled up all my stuff, all my first edition stuff, put it in a box, and I sent it to him. And he hasn't sent it back yet. I'm just like, well, what the hell?
Game to get his game back.
Yeah, probably.
Well, he did have a kid.
He probably had somebody who wanted to buy a $150 game or something like that. I don't know. Just
that's a pretty good excuse.
We need if John's around, he should jump on and talk about it. He can defend himself here from
our
attacking.
He's too busy being mad about the fact that somebody stole these dice from him. So.
Dude, join the club.
That's your bread and butter. I mean, what are you gonna do?
I don't think there's anything that can be done about that. There's so much piracy now. It's so crazy.
Murder.
Yar. I be a pirate stealing your hat.
You can go on like several websites and buy like 100 copies of Ticket to Ride for like $1 a piece or something.
There is
a
huge market for pirated Games Workshop models. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like a Forge World model that will run you like $90. There's like all these sites that you can buy. And they basically just stolen the molds.
Yeah. It used to be the technology was so hard to replicate, right? But now, and Games Workshop, man, they make the best of the best. Like their shit's the best.
Yeah. And, so they steal the molds, and it's like, oh, there's that $90 one. Yeah, you can have it for $17. Buy 7. You're just like, and it's just like, but if Games Workshop, I guess if they catch you with which I don't know how they would, but if they catch you with the fake ones, you're banned and you're put on a blacklist and you can't ever compete in an official tournament again. It's they're pretty.
I don't think the people who do that stuff care about the game.
No, I don't think so. I don't think they're like, oh, I better make sure. But I mean, the thing about that though is that it's like I don't know what Games Workshop's model is, but I mean they charge what they know they can get people to pay. That's what they do.
Right.
It's got nothing to do with, oh yeah, this definitely has $140 worth of plastic in this. No, they just know somebody will pay $140 for. I don't know. It's dumb. It's just but I mean, when it's like, and I'll fully admit, I was tempted. I was like, really? Yeah, I can stand to have a few more of those giants in my arm. No, just not gonna do it. Plus, I also hear horror stories where it's like, oh, you get.
Well, you're in the business now. It's like,
yeah,
it's hard to justify buying pirated things.
Yeah, and then it's just, oh yeah. I mean, we get an email probably once a week about somebody who was like, yeah, my Orleans, you guys, I bought the second printing of Orleans Deluxe, and it doesn't have this. It's like, we never did a second printing of Orleans Deluxe. So whoever you bought that from,
it's missing all the pieces. It's missing the board and the rules and the box. Oh yeah.
Don't even get me started. We've had people contact us with that, and it's just like, and we, anyway, it's just one of those things where, and our policy is that, it's just like, it's better to send it out and just eat for the goodwill than it is to just accuse somebody that might not be lying. And you're just kind of like, oh, but they're lying. Just like. But I understand why.
Well, it's weird how do you ever watch those videos? I think we talked about this. Maybe we did. The Amazon return boxes that people are buying now. You can buy them like in bulk. I think we talked about this, right, Forrest?
Yeah.
Were you thinking about doing one where they do the unboxing and half of it's like
crap? There's like one or two.
They put their broken keyboard in the box and like get the new keyboard and they return it.
But every once in a while, you'll see videos on YouTube where someone will get a box they paid $200 for and get like $800 worth of stuff.
Yeah, they'll get like a brand new Canon
iPad or something. Yeah.
What now? They do what?
Basically, Amazon will take a bunch of the items that have been sent back to them, whether it was mistaken orders or the box was dented or whatnot, and they throw them all in these Amazon boxes, and then they sell these boxes blind boxes for like a couple $100, and they're supposed to be like $700 or $800 worth of retail value in there, sometimes more. And it's basically just ding and dent stuff they can't sell.
Yeah, it's a liquidation.com. Direct liquidation.com. Sorry, that was not the right. What was that? What is it?
If you search
Alibaba,
liquidation.com. It's return pallets. You can just bid on them. You could here's a pallet of HD TVs, all 65-inch. It tells you what's in the list too. They have the manifest, right? So it'll be like, there's 16 TVs on this pallet, and you get to buy them all for $500.
But who knows if they work or not?
Yeah, there's no guarantee. You can't return it. It's as is.
Yeah. I'll say this. So here, this is so I am normally pretty cool about winter. I can just say, okay, fine, winter's here, blah blah blah, just whatever. It is almost March. I am done. It barely creeps above zero anymore. We got over 20 inches of snow this month. I have a mountain on one side of my front lawn that's about 20 feet high of snow. The only reason, because my neighbor, after all of the people in my cul-de-sac were basically buried because the snowplow came and dropped like literally an 8-foot tall wall of snow at the end of each of our driveways. He came over and he said, I just, because he owns a company, he's like, I'm getting a Bobcat driven over to my house today. Just don't bother shoveling. I'm going to clear out everybody's driveway. So he did that. And so I have like a 16-foot high mountain on one half of my front lawn and a 12-foot high mountain of snow on the other half of my lawn. I literally have probably around 5,000 or 6,000 pounds of snow on in my front yard. My kids love it. I mean, they're just like, yeah, this is awesome. But they can't even go outside and enjoy it because it's like -10 every day. I am done.
Have you ever thought about moving, or do you love Minnesota? Do you love your area in North Dakota or Fargo?
Well, we haven't had a winter like this in we literally haven't had a winter like this in 40 years. And it's just, but it is absolutely ridiculous. It is.
I mean, but even your normal winters are pretty bad for compared to the rest of the country, right?
It's just cold, but I mean, it's like, but it's not cold like this. It's like we usually have like one cold snap a year where it's like really cold, where it's like, 20 below for a week. But now this is like this. We're gonna have another.
It's the new normal. It's the new normal.
Yeah.
We're gonna have another 5 days where it's like it's gonna be like negative all day. It's like in lows of negative 25.
Yeah. See, I would never want to live in an area like that. Like
I'll
now
tell you
that
what
I've lived in South Carolina, the coldest cold is like your warmest winter. It's
when you move to Texas, I will help you find us a house. No state income tax, by the way.
Well, I doubt we'll ever. So I mean, it's just because we got too much family up here. But and I plus, I got lake cabin and all the other stuff too. So it's just like, but this winter has just been brutal, just absolutely brutal. And they've shut down schools. Like I think the kids have missed 10 days of school.
So they got to make that up, right?
Yep.
They'll make up some of it.
The 3 weeks you get of summer, they're going to be half of it in school.
No, they make up some of it, but they actually
The weather dips up to 55.
Yeah.
School right now, school's going to last 3 days longer than before. But the kids,
I would worry that I wouldn't learn enough. Like those days are pretty big, right? Like every school day is calculated out to learn stuff.
I don't know. Let's just see.
Like if you don't learn like one part of algebra, you're like screwed the next year.
So right now it is negative 17 outside. That's always nice.
Oh, man.
I have the coldest temperature I've ever been in is 3 in Chicago.
Oh, feels like negative 34 with the wind.
Yeah, you can keep that, Lance. I'll stay here where it's 50.
Now we do
right
have
now.
115, 120 summers sometimes.
Yeah,
Now,
Lance,
it's like when you open the oven door. That's what it feels like when you open.
I'm sorry, what was that, buddy?
Do you think the
What'd you
people
say?
up in Saskatchewan are talking to you, listening to you, saying, "What a pussy"? It's always 50.
We
below.
actually
It's
get colder than a
negative.
lot of Canada because of
the way
we are.
You don't get the jet stream or something on you.
Yeah, you keep
Well, the
it,
jet stream is. I mean, I
right
hate to
now.
bring science politics into this, but the jet stream has been moved. It is moving. It is changing things.
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
it's just this is the way it is. No, it's just the weather's cold, man. Just the weather's cold.
The weather.
Could use some of that global warming down here, please.
It's not
Bring it down.
global warming.
So suppose they're saying by middle of March we'll be up to 20 degrees. So
Got that? We look forward to. Are you going to Gamma?
I'm not going to Gamma.
Okay.
My
You know, it
I'll be
snowed in Gamma last year. We got snowed in to Gamma. Like
Oh,
we
did
drove,
you?
we had to
I
we had
flew
to
out
try to
that
drive
day.
out. They wouldn't let us go across that mountain pass.
Yeah, it
We turned around and went the other direction.
I
to go
spent
down to
half
Vegas.
my day at the airport waiting for my
Waiting.
flight.
Yeah, that's Reno.
How about that train? They got stuck up in the middle of nowhere in Oregon.
Oh yeah, that would be great. That'd be great. Sounds fun.
The giant redwood tree crawling.
You could play board games all day, and that
and
Yeah,
starve to death.
All those. Well, no, they had enough food, but the kids ran out of diapers. That was the crazy thing.
Oh yeah, that would not be fun.
Hang their ass out the window.
Yep.
Rub a little snow on it.
Mm-hmm.
Rub a little snow on it.
Don't eat the brown snow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck Reno. Paul
I am-
says fuck Reno.
I don't think I'm gonna go to. I'm not going to.
Yeah, believe me, I wish it was in Vegas still.
Yeah, me too.
Because there was so many great food restaurants.
Yeah, I know.
Restaurants in
The
Vegas. So
Reno selections
Oh my
are
God.
hotel, and hotel for food.
yeah, the Greek place across the street wasn't too bad,
Mm,
but it wasn't great.
yeah, no,
Don't go to
I would
anytime,
kill
but-
for. I would kill for Vegas again. The hotel sucked
Oh my
compared
God, we
to
went
the new
to such a
hotel,
great
but
place, Las
there was
Vegas.
just so many better things to do out around the.
Yeah, we went to what was it, Ramsey's that one night?
Yeah, I went to Gordon Ramsay's
Paris
restaurant.
and Paris. Oh, so good. And
Yeah,
then we
that's
went
the
to a place
thing,
called
right?
Yardbird, which was fried chicken.
Like the Reno hotel is nicer. It's less smoky.
It works better. Yeah, yeah. It's a better hotel.
But
it's just
God
all
awful
the extra
surroundings.
stuff is not.
You know what's
Yeah.
gonna suck? You know what's gonna suck about convention season this year?
But
having to travel.
No, well, no. It's gonna suck because I won't be able to eat anything.
Oh, are you on low carb?
No,
Low
I'm
carb?
on zero carb. carbs. Yeah, I've been on
Zero carb. Yeah,
carbs since January 1.
Well, you can eat steak every day.
Yeah,
eat steaks.
Steak gets boring. Steak gets really boring. I'm just gonna say. I mean, it sounds. Everybody's like, "Oh, what are you talking about? Steak's great." Yeah, try eating like meat and cheese every meal.
Do you eat beans?
You can't. It's got carbs.
Bacon.
Well,
Bacon is your friend.
Bacon gets boring as well. Yeah, you can have all the bacon and eggs you want. Yeah, no.
Are you guys going to Dice Tower West?
No, I'm going to the Dice Tower Orlando, but not West.
Yeah.
But it works. If you go no carbs,
It works for
it's
a
just
while.
super hard. If you don't change your complete lifestyle to say I'm never eating carbs again, then it works.
Yeah, it works for a while. I
That's a
did
little
the no
hard.
carb last year, and I lost 46 pounds, and I gained 26 of it back because eventually you're going to start craving the carbs, and you'll introduce it back, and the weight just comes right back on.
Yeah, but I really don't crave it anymore though.
You don't now. Wait about 8 more months.
Give it a year.
Yeah.
In a year.
Not even, man.
True.
Those crash diets work, but they never stay off. It never stays off. I'm done crash dieting now. I'm just trying to change my habits to eat better, and I'll let it come off over time.
But the weird thing is, everybody says it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna like really want bread. I was like, whatever. Yeah,
you're already complaining about it.
No, I'm complaining that it's gonna be tough to find food.
Yeah. It'll be tough. Yeah, especially in Reno. Or you're not going to Reno?
In Reno.
I mean, you got no problem in Dallas, dude. We're just gonna go to that barbecue place, man. There's like 10 barbecue places to hit. No, a Pecan Lodge.
Yeah.
We're going downtown,
But
baby.
you can't have any barbecue sauce. That's the other thing.
True barbecue is not about the sauce. It's about the smoke.
That is true. Yeah.
It's about the smoke. The sauce is just a crutch for badly cooked meat. Pecan Lodge is really good. There's a couple other. There's another place that has fantastic sides, but oops, can't have any of those.
Mac and cheese,
and the beans,
baked potato,
and the don't. The place is really. It's called the Slow Bone. The Slow Bone is awesome.
That's what my wife says.
Is there a good pizza place down there, Aldi, downtown? Like a good Sicilian.
Dallas isn't really known for pizza. There is a place called I think it's called Serious Pizza in Deep Ellum, which is pretty good. But it's not that close. We'd have to drive there. Oh yeah, there is a pie place. Paul Tompkins knows my town better than me. There's a fresh pie place next to Pecan Lodge. Fried pies and like fresh pies. Really good.
See, I think that's why
It's not gonna happen.
I don't like pies. I don't like sweets. So it's like, oh,
that helps.
You're gonna want pie? No, I don't like pie. Cake? No. Pastries? No.
Ice cream?
Yeah, I'm not a sweets guy either. I was always more a meat potatoes guy, but then I was a pie or sweets. I mean, I do like them, but I would rather have seconds of dinner than have dessert any day of the week.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like ice cream either.
Blasphemy, you motherfucker.
Lance
I eat it every day.
Are you a potato chip guy?
You know, like I like chips and salsa. I mean, like that was. I mean, that's something that, like, if I think about that, I was like, that'd be kind of nice. You know,
when you go no carb in Dallas, you take away about 70% of the restaurants because it's all there's so much Tex-Mex here. Every third restaurant is a Tex-Mex place.
That one restaurant you took me to, I think we went there twice. That was really good. Yeah, that was really good.
Oh, it's the best. Yeah,
they have really, really good pico de gallo there. It was really well made. Yeah,
that's the problem with Dallas. There's too many good Tex-Mex places. There's so many that they close down 1 week. 2 open, 1 closes down. Anyway,
yeah,
for you gringos,
I gotta get the Golden Geek Awards launched. Time for the Golden Geek Awards. I know you're excited.
Well, I mean,
for all those games,
for a made-up award, yeah.
I want to get on the committee to vote for this stuff.
Yeah,
anyone
so
can
why?
vote.
Why don't I get
Anyone can vote.
Yeah.
Anybody can vote.
That's
open to the public.
That tarnishes it a little bit.
Although it's not.
Yeah, now we just get the list.
Yeah, now I don't want to be on the list.
So here's the funny thing. Now I don't want to cause controversy,
peasants.
but I basically compared the BGG. So BGG Awards, Golden Geek, anyone can vote. The other awards where it's a made up list of people, not made up, but a list of people that are reviewers or like industry insiders came up with pretty much the same answers, like 70 or 80% the same.
Really?
So,
indeed,
I don't know. I think there's criticism that's like, oh, anybody can vote for that award. It's garbage. I'm like, well, it's about the same as the.
I think everybody voting for it actually gives you a better. I think it's better.
I rarely agree with it.
I don't think there's going to be any runaway winner like Gloomhaven last year, where Gloomhaven won like everything.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I didn't agree with half of the awards from any of the award shows, but I mean, everyone's taste is different, right? But as impressive as Gloomhaven was, there were so many categories I didn't feel like it deserved to even be nominated, let alone win.
Wow.
It's nothing bad about Gloomhaven. I mean, I own it. It just it was an impressive feat of production, but I wasn't blown away with it like everyone else is.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to talk about awards systems someday.
Oh yeah,
there's several awards in the board game world that are kind of weird.
I have a gaming group that has like played through Gloomhaven like twice. I'm like, why? I don't.
Yeah,
there are different choices to make.
I understand that, but I mean, it's just like, I played it my like 4 times, and I was just like, after the fourth time, well, shut up. After the 4th time, I was like, so does this ever change? I mean, I recognized why it was fun and why it was interesting, but I was definitely like, when does something new happen?
It doesn't. That's the problem I have with it.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
To me, it just feels samey.
How many characters have you unlocked?
No, I didn't play it long enough to.
You didn't play it long enough. Yeah. No, I understand that. I'm not criticizing, but if you haven't seen it, what it can do, then you don't really know.
Right. But I think what he's trying to say is that the game wasn't exciting enough to want to find out what else it does.
Nah.
Like
Lance is jaded. Oh my gosh, Lance. Yeah, I don't know. We got to break you out of your funk somehow.
I'll say this: it was better than Seafall.
Did you finish Seafall?
Yeah,
you were almost finished it, right? Or close. So Queensdale was very fun for me.
I haven't played that. That's
but it was a lot of similar. I mean, it didn't change that much, but it changed a good amount. It's the games that change a lot are really interesting. Like the Pandemic changed quite a lot. It introduced a lot of interesting things.
Down to it, like lately, like I said, I can play games.
I think it's the Winter Blues, man.
I can see why games are fun.
Yeah, it could be.
They're interesting, but I mean, I'd rather play D&D. It's just way more fun.
I'm just a poser.
I would rather play a role playing game, and just because it's a better fun time when you're with. I don't know. It's just
yeah, you can't compare the theater of the mind to a board game like Gloomhaven. That doesn't have really any room for that.
No.
I saw a board game system last year that was the closest to coming to an RPG. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it, but if it actually comes out, I'll mention it. But it was really cool because it combined a system with cards and board that made a role-playing game where there was a lot of freeform potential. But it did need a game master. But technically, it was a board game. But I still think it won't compare to what you're talking about. Did you guys see the Talisman announcement?
Kingdom Hearts
Talisman.
No, why?
USAopoly.
I'll get it for my daughter.
USAopoly.
I'll play it.
I'd play it.
I like that system. I mean, I like the IP.
It's got Disney characters and it's a simple system to play. I can play it with my daughter. It's an easy buy for me.
I've never played Talisman.
Talisman is super easy. Roll and move. Roll, move, do what the tile says.
Yeah, it's a candy.
I love playing Talisman on my PS4. I love playing that solo, just goofing around.
I actually have Relic. Talisman's okay, but I like the Relic.
I wonder if we should do a live stream of us playing Talisman on Steam.
That would be cool. Well, be down with that.
That might be fun. We should try to figure out something to do that.
Relic is a much better system. I would love for them to reintroduce Talisman using the Relic.
WizKids is
go back to fantasy and
WizKids is going to do that. Because now they've got the license for Warhammer.
Are they reprinting Relic?
I think Relic was on the list. They're going to be redoing Relic because I was mad because I've got all the Relic stuff from
That's
FFG.
a real interesting problem. I guess the fact that they can reprint Relic somehow basically means Games Workshop owned all that.
Yeah,
right. I could be wrong, but I mean
they're reprinting Fury of Dracula again, so they must have owned. They owned the majority of it, but they have to change the mechanics up because I guess the design
or there's a licensing fee that we don't know.
Something, yeah. But they're reprinting all of the stuff.
Fury of Dracula. I talked to Zev, and not to name drop, but it's just a straight reprint. Other than they're just fixing a couple of little niggling errors that were going that like
and they're fully painted minis instead of
fully painted minis. But it doesn't matter because second edition Fury of Dracula was better than third edition. So. Yeah, I mean, I own both.
Positives for both.
Well, I mean, second edition has the really kind of crummy combat system, but there's a variant system that somebody put on BGG that works really, really well, and much better.
So far, the only things I have heard that haven't been on the reprint list from WizKids from the old FFG stuff is Blood Bowl 2 Manager seems to be in limbo. I don't think that's getting reprinted.
Blood Bowl card.
Yeah, the team manager.
Team, what is it called? Yeah,
Blood Bowl team manager.
That was a good game.
It was a great game.
Really good game.
Yeah, and it's not I have not heard anything about that getting reprinted. But
what about Chaos in the Old World?
Nothing on that either. But they've already talked about Fury. They've already talked about Relic. It was in one of the ICV2 articles said something about Relic is coming back as well. And so I mean, yeah. So it's
you're right, Lance. I wish they would put Relic back into the fantasy because I prefer the fantasy world. There were so many more things.
And Relic was just the way that like the spots worked. I mean, just better. As far as like going to certain spots, knowing that you have certain strengths with your character.
Yeah, the colors mattered.
The colors mattered. It was just a much better system. It actually made you feel like you were making choices instead of just like slamming your head against the wall. Not that I always enjoyed playing Talisman just because.
Yeah, because it was stupid. Yeah, you're like, holy shit! I just got turned into a frog, and I'm
the other one I heard that hasn't been announced for a reprint is Forbidden Stars yet either, because that should also be part of that group, I believe, because that was based off 40K.
Which was weird because Forbidden Stars was a very good game.
Yeah, I've got it.
And it's based on the StarCraft Rune World system.
Yeah,
or Rune whatever.
It's based on Games Workshop. It's based on.
Oh yeah, no, it's the 40K universe, but wasn't the StarCraft game system?
It's based on Battlefleet Gothic, wasn't it?
I think
StarCraft.
But the best thing about that was it seemed like there were so many options to like for expansion, and if they had any expansion ideas for it, they never did anything with it, which made me always wonder.
I don't think that game sold that well, honestly.
You never know. It
was hotter than shit.
Yeah, it was hotter than it was hot for a long while, but I'm surprised the expansions didn't come out either. But I'm wondering if they already started seeing rumblings in the licensing and was worried about putting a lot of money into something they wouldn't be able to sell for long.
You know what game kind of came and went? XCOM.
Yep, that's another one.
What happened? I loved it.
Yep, and they did one expansion, and then that was it. It was done.
They did the one expansion, and then it vanished.
Get that.
I think people were upset because they thought they were going to do tactical combat.
And they should have done another game with that license. Another tactical combat game.
Right?
Because I'll still bust
they may
out.
not have been able to.
Yeah.
I'll still bust out XCOM or XCOM 2 on Steam, and I'll play it. Just because it's fun.
Yeah, the new expansion that I think came out last year is really good.
And just to do the whole research things and fight the aliens.
Yeah,
it's a great game. I remember playing that on my old PlayStation. They had the original XCOM on PlayStation way back in the day. Love that.
What do you guys think about the Outer Rim? Did you read about that?
I'm already pre-ordered it.
Pre-ordered it.
Yeah, it's Star Wars. It's bid box. It's Fantasy Flight. They know how to do that well. They haven't disappointed me yet with any of their big
Oh,
box
I
stuff.
saw something about that. Isn't it like going to be like this hive of scum and villainy?
Yeah, it's more about bounty hunters and rogues versus instead of the original Rebel versus Empire. So it's
I'll try before
but
I.
it's a multiplayer. Isn't it like the first Star Wars multiplayer board game?
Yeah, because Rebellion is
Rebellion's
really a two-player
but
game.
not really.
It's
Yeah.
not really. It's like
Yeah,
Queen's
it's
Gambit. It's a two-player game, but has four-player variant, and the four-player variant is never very good.
Really team.
Well, here's the deal, though. So, like, you say they do really good, but I mean, I thought Imperial Assault was pretty bad. I mean, it was just kind of like.
I wanted to like Imperial Assault more than I did. Like I was.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'll agree with that.
But
But Imperial Assault, considering how many expansions have come out for it, has to be selling well. So it has an audience.
Yeah.
Or else they wouldn't have a bajillion expansions for it. They would have killed it a long time ago.
We only scratched the surface of it, but like it felt like the first 2 or 3 scenarios all required a trick. Right? There was a trick to winning.
Yeah, and then
I'm just like, ugh.
Well, probably like Gloomhaven, you just got to get deeper into it.
I agree. Half the game, 3/4 of the game is still sitting in my box unopened, right? Because there's a million fucking cards for the game.
See, I didn't get deep into the campaign, but the skirmish mode for Imperial Assault was really good. Before Legion, it was a really good way of playing Star Wars in a quick setup and play in an hour and be done. And we played the skirmish mode of Imperial Assault more than we played the actual campaign. And for that, there was good value because you had all these different characters to choose from, and you could just build an army and play. Yeah.
Well, here's
so I think board games I'm inverted where I'd like campaigns versus skirmish, whereas video games I like skirmish versus campaigns.
Well,
Anyway.
okay, so the miniatures game, though, I mean, it must sell, but I don't know anybody who plays it. You know, I mean,
A lot of people play it solo now that it has the app companion. You don't have to play. You can just play it solo. So I can imagine the diehard Star Wars fans probably
that is the way we would get back into it because then everybody can play and no one has to be the
right. Which was the big downer in the beginning was someone
does
had
it
to play
handle
the
4-player
Imperials.
with 4-player? No, doesn't.
I don't know what the companion app changed, but it was a 5-player game. It was the Imperial player and up to 4 players. So maybe now it's just a 4-player co-op with the app driven AI. But
I thought that Armada was the better of the 2 games.
Definitely, I love Armada. I still buy all the ships. I like Armada a lot.
Ship combat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the
but on a bigger
scale.
Yeah.
I mean, did they still come out with X-wing ships? I remember X-wing.
Yeah, they rebooted X-wing last year. So they're still coming out with new stuff.
Or did they restart it? Or did they?
Yeah, they rebooted it to a 2.0 last year, and now they're starting to dive into like the Rogue One ships and stuff. So they're starting to hit some of the expanded universe with it.
That's cool.
I'm ready for more Netrunner board games because they can't do that card game anymore, but they still have that universe.
Yeah, they still have the universe.
They did They did the one game with Donald X. Enlightenment? No, what was that called? Infiltration.
Yeah, Infiltration.
Which was weird. I mean, it was interesting, but like not what I would have thought as a Netrunner type.
Oh, I think I mentioned this before. But do you remember back in like 2007, 2008? There was like there was a pirate game called Sea Rovers that everybody was like, "Oh, this game."
Yes, I do remember that.
Okay, so everyone was like,
I remember you raving about it. I think.
Yeah, so it was like everybody was like,
2006.
so everybody was like, "Oh, this is my most anticipated game. This is like the pirate game everybody's been waiting for."
Yeah.
And then like it just dropped off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy
starting March 19th.
That guy contacted me like a month ago, and I've been working with him and getting his Kickstarter page put together. He's sending me a prototype. He's finally going to. That guy has had more happen to him that's like been crappy. And like the game got picked up by like 2 different publishers that went belly up before they were able to do anything with it.
Right.
At one point, both he and his wife, within a week of each other, got diagnosed with cancer.
Oh,
they both had. He's been in and out of surgeries for like the last 3 years of his life. I mean, I had like a 2-hour conversation with him today. I mean, the guy's just funny as hell and he's awesome. And but yeah, so it's like I'll have a prototype here in like a few days, and I'm gonna be able to finally play this game that, like, you know, 11 years ago. I was like, oh my God, I really want to play this. You know, and it's just like, he's like, yeah, I'm really excited about this. I'm finally going to be able to get my game to come out. And I was just like, dude, you have no idea how long people have been waiting for this game.
Yeah, no, I see the threads in BGG. They're like, it's finally coming out.
Yeah. He is like really
I
good
wonder if it'll
friends
hold up.
with your buddy,
Yeah.
Michael Barnes. Did you know that?
What are you
Scott?
talking about? What?
Van Overbay, he's like really good friends with Michael Barnes.
Okay.
Yeah, your favorite.
I hold no grudges against Michael Barnes. But, I mean, whatever.
Whatever. But no, so I'm excited to play a game.
Yeah. So I see the picture of that, all three of them playing Sea Rovers.
Yeah.
That's an old picture. Yeah, I remember this picture.
Yeah, I cannot wait. I mean, it's just like, I mean, this is a game, like I said, I've been
waiting for 10 years.
Oh yeah, and I you know, it's just like I've read the rules, and they I mean, it looks really good.
That's
and
right.
Yeah,
That's exciting.
I just can't believe it actually is happening. You know,
March 19th. That's like a couple weeks away.
Yeah,
a few weeks. Well, that's great. I'm sad to hear that
great
that he had so many ups and downs, mostly downs. Sounds like.
Yeah, I remember it was like been on my wish list.
He's wearing an eye patch in his picture. Did he lose his eye?
No, he's just being.
He's just wearing. Oh, because it's a pirate thing.
That's right. It is a pirate thing. But yeah.
I might have to. Well, I'm not gonna. He's got ads in his profile, but maybe I will.
He's got ads in his profile.
Yeah, they're basically Kickstarter pictures.
Oh,
with dollar amounts on them.
Yeah, it's gonna be released by Worthington Publishing this year. It was like a year ago. No, it's
Worthington.
Not. Yeah, just like all these things, and people
Who's
are just
Worthington
like,
Publishing?
Aren't they War Games?
Are they? Did they shut down Worthington? And they're still around.
I think they're the Band of Brothers.
I mean, it will be a little. It is going to be a little fiddly. People are going to be like, you know, definitely thinking, "Oh my gosh, it's not." It both a. It's a game, but it's also very much, you know, a simulation and what have you. So, it's going to. Yeah. It's one of those things where it's going to happen, but it might be one of those things where maybe it should have come out. Quite a while ago. You know, it might be a little dated as far as how it's played, but I think it's I think people are going to be really excited. Yeah, it's like he was texting me from a hospital bed a week or two ago because he was trying to pass a kidney stone.
Oh my god!
Oh, they're fun.
Yeah,
I've had
and so when then he couldn't pass it, so they well no they had to put him under to take it out, and then so when the guy put him under, he screwed up and he punctured his ureter. And so they had to cancel the surgery, and like he had to spend 2 weeks to have that healed before they could go back in and try again.
That sucks.
Yeah, he's been like, yeah.
They're not fun.
It's just you know, like he called me today. He's like, hey, I got to go in for surgery tomorrow, so. Just I wanted to make sure I talked to you today before I'm going to be laid up for a while. I don't know how much the drugs are going to knock me out. And yeah, definitely weird things like it's like, oh, I should come up to Minnesota sometime and hang out with you. Is Minnesota a legal weed state? I was just like, oh, God. No, it is not. He's like, oh man, aren't you guys liberal up there? And I was just like,
I gotta get some sleep. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, you guys will wrap her up.
Let's call it. Yeah. No, there's no late night Seth or Rado.
Yeah. No late night Seth or Rado. So be on the lookout for Dragon's Interest Deluxe launching on Tuesday next week. Forrest will have an amazing video soon.
Can I plug my Kickstarter?
The air. Lance and Scott, actually. You guys,
What's up?
Hold on a second. I had a question for you guys.
He's got a question.
Oh yeah. Well, let me plug my Kickstarter too.
Okay.
The Game Designers documentary coming into our last week.
Did you pay yourself advertising fees when you?
I can write it off. It's an expense, right?
Yeah.
I like when you have your hair slicked back. Like
Believe me, I put the full power of Board Game Geek onto this thing.
I don't have a Kickstarter to plug, but you can watch me on Apex with Aldi.
We got to do a lot. We got to do some live streaming there, Pete.
Yeah, we do.
Funny shit.
We do. It'll be a comedy channel at that point.
You play it on. Where do you play Apex on?
PC.
Are you on PC?
It's been funny.
I've been thinking about.
Oh, we've had some really crazy.
We had some really crazy matches, but yeah, it's been more of a comedy.
It always involves the third guy who doesn't speak or like play well with us. Like it's like we need to get a third player on here so we don't have to like run around like idiots. It's teams of 3.
Let's see if I can get on my Chromebook and join you guys. I
doubt it'll run. Get it on PC.
I'll download it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right? I don't know.
Yeah, it's free. It's free to play.
Yeah, it's free to
play. Have you not played it yet, man?
No.
Oh, it is.
My daughter started playing Realm Wars.
Yeah.
Realm
Royale. Yeah, Realm Royale.
And she's been playing that like crazy. Oh, what are you talking about? She's like crushing it.
Unless they've made it better. I didn't like it when it first came out.
It's different. I like Apex.
Yeah,
Apex is pretty sweet.
Yep.
She's leveled up the hunter or whatever on their like hardcore, and like she loves it, and I just like it because there's no building.
There's no building in Apex either.
There isn't 2 idiots just building.
So the coolest thing about Apex is when you're dead, you're not out of the game because people can
res back in.
They can
You can do that.
too.
No, because I will try a daring rescue. I will do everything I can to get that beacon. Like I'll just run into a room full of people and just hopefully they won't notice me. But the worst is when you do that with people you don't know. You grab the beacon and then the motherfuckers still leave, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
They drop. I'm like, do you guys understand how to play this game?
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
There's too many fucking randos in that game that don't know.
Yeah, that's why it's definitely. I think we'd enjoy it a lot more if we actually had a third person on mic to be able to discuss. It's a fun game though, even though we're not that good at it. It's a fun game.
Yeah, I've noticed that my Quake skills and aiming skills have definitely degraded after. How many
big
years?
Time.
A lot of years.
All right. Apparently, Forrest needs to talk crap about people or something. So we'll.
Oh no, I'll do that on the air. You know me.
Well, I'm gonna get off before that happens. I'll see you all this week, and I'll catch you on Discord.